Sound check. We would like to request all the Limasawa contingents to please occupy the front seats, and in 5 minutes time we will start the program. As per Sir Ferdy Garvez, we would like to remind all the NSTP students to please make a reaction paper after you've listened to the talk, and do not leave during break time because your attendance will be checked after this. Again, we would like to remind all the students to please listen carefully because you're going to make your reaction paper. Alright, so good morning everyone. Let us all stand for the opening prayer, which will be immediately followed by the singing of the Philippine National Anthem and the Southern Leyte Hymn, to be led by the Shepherd's Voice Choir. And for the opening prayer to be led by Father Sean.
Let us acknowledge the presence of God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Blessed are you, Lord, God, ruler of all creation. You know our plans for the 500th anniversary of the first Easter Mass of the Philippines in Limasawa Island. Guide all that we do for your glory, and may this forum dispel any confusion, bring clarity to those who seek the truth. Grant that this gathering be for your greater glory, honor, and for the benefit of all your people. Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Bayang magiliw, perlas sa silanganan, alak ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duwin ka ng magiting, sa manlulupi, di ka pasisi. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bugaw, manilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng wataw at may tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidiling. Lupa ng araw ng walang hatid pagsinta, buhay lang.
Maoy gasa sa langit, ready, sing. Maoy gasa sa langit, ang lalawin sa Leyte, tuyas niya sa mga bayani, paglaos sa mga kawani, Southern Leyte, yuta namong binahan, pinaupunta mamauswag sa Ginoo, sa langit ikaw panggamo, sa imong panguluhan ka, sa mga mulugyo ang pinangka. Southern Leyte, yuta namong minahan, tanan yuta'y bulahan, sa anunahan alibunga, mga kamit-mit siya'y langgagi, sa bumahalong katagi. Southern Leyte, yuta namong minahan, pinaupunta mamauswag sa Ginoo, sa langit ikaw panggao, sa imong panguluhan ka, sa mga mulugyo ang pinangka. Southern Leyte, yuta namong minahan. Southern Leyte, yuta namong minahan.
You may now all take your seats. And thank you so much, Reverend Father Sean Alinio, for leading the opening prayer. And this morning, to give us his welcome talk behind the rationale of this forum, I'd like to call in no other than Reverend Father Dennis Cagantas. A big hand, please.
Madyong buntag natong tanan. We give God a round of applause for this wonderful day and for this forum on Limasawa. As a kick-off activity for the triennial celebration of the 500th year anniversary of the first Easter Mass in 1521 in Limasawa Island, we have this forum on Limasawa. Ang atong title na diri sa atong gi-project, a survey on the historical sources on the first Easter Mass of the Philippines. This is the proper way to start off all activities by going back to the basis why, after the two commissions, the government of the Philippines, through the National Historical Commission, has finally released a Republic Act declaring Limasawa as the site of the first Easter Mass of 1521. Tako kadzuni og kalabutan sa dagan sa evangelization sa Pilipinas sa pag-abot ni Magellan and his fleet didto sa Limasawa. And to give you an overview of Pigafetta's Chronicle, gisuwat dito nga March 27, 1521, on a Wednesday evening while they were cruising off the Panaon Island, they saw a fire on this small island, and the next day, March 28, Holy Thursday, they anchored off the island of Limasawa. And minutes after, 8 men on a boloto went to the ship, and through the translator coming from Sumatra, the fleet of Magellan became friends with the people of Limasawa. Mao na ka-importante kaadyo ang islang gamay seems to be insignificant, but in the history of the arrival of the Spaniards and the planting of the cross and the celebration of the first Easter Mass, ang limasawa mao'y pinaka-importante. Amen? And that's the reason why we're here, so that all of us, especially nga for the past decades, wala na tay gihimo ni ini nga pag-revisit on the history of Limasawa. And for us, therefore, to continue celebrating the gift of faith nga nagsugod diha sa Limasawa 500 years ago, we need to know the history behind the arrival of the Magellan Fleet and the celebration of the first Easter Mass in the Philippines and in Asia, and the planting of the cross. Ug mao nga pasalamat sa atong diocese to the leadership of Bishop Cantillas in collaboration with the province of Southern Leyte nga pinanguluhan ni Governor Mercado for organizing this forum on Limasawa. And we are so grateful because nitong iga last January we were connected with the Commission on Heritage nga gipanguluhan ni Bishop Cortez, and one of the church historians presented us a possibility for having this forum. Ug mao na nga pasalamat kay si Brad Mads Tumbali was so generous enough to say yes, together with his superior Father Junjun Borias of the Society of Jesus. So karong buntaga manghinaot ko nga we will be here until 12 noon. We hope to be able to sit down lang, relax mo, enjoy ta, kay kini nga ride is historical at the same time educative, and hoping we'll be able to give thanks to God for men and women in generations past who taliwa sa bawod unknown nga mga lugar ug dagat ila jud nang gilabang to be able to bring the faith here in our island, especially sa Limasawa. So once again, welcome to this forum, and I hope we'll stick until the end of the program, until 12 noon. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you very much, Reverend Father Dennis, for the very informative talk about the history of Limasawa. So little did we know about the first Mass that happened in Limasawa. So thank you. And I'm sure all of us will be nourished with a lot of information later on as we go on with this forum. So I would like to welcome the person who will give his opening remarks for this forum, the Bishop of Maasin and St. Joseph College President. Let's all give him a round of applause. Most Reverend Preciosa D. Cantillas, SDB, DD.
My dear students and Southern Leyteños, welcome to the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Assumption of the Diocese of Maasin, where we gather to have this forum. And it's significant that we have it here in the church, because the main event that we are trying to be informed about is the first Easter Mass, the Eucharist. And that we know for the church, the Catholic Church, and for Catholics and disciples of Christ, the Eucharist is the center of the life of the church and of his the followers of Christ. Therefore, knowing information about the Eucharist, and in this case for us here in this part of the world, to know where the first Easter Eucharist was celebrated is, I believe, very important for a believer like us. And in fact, the church in the Philippines, through the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines, or CBCP, has decided to celebrate the 500 years of beginning of Christianity. So there is a committee at the CBCP headed by the president of the CBCP, the 500 YOC, 500 year of Christianity. And we have decided to celebrate this historic moment of the first time that Jesus came to us in the form of the Eucharist on an Easter Day celebration. There are some who would say that there must have been masses celebrated more than 500 years, and in some other places in the Philippines, because for one, there is a record of a Franciscan missionary who passed by, I think, Pangasinan, and although it's not recorded, it's presumed that the missionary, the priest, must have said Mass. But anyway, as recorded in history and as declared by the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, that the first Easter Mass in March 31, 1521 was celebrated in the island of Masawa or Limasawa in southern Leyte. But going back to the Church of the Philippines' effort to make us Filipino Catholics celebrate a very important event in our being Catholics, the celebration of the first Easter Mass. The program or the plan for the celebration has focused more on the baptism in Cebu. I'm not very sure why. I have some perhaps speculations about why the CBCP committee has not planned any celebration of the Easter Mass here in southern Leyte and specifically in the island of Limasawa, because we know that there is another place who would claim to be the site of the first Easter Mass. So that the committee on 500 of the 500 YOC of the CBCP has issued this activity on the Easter of 2021, Masses or the Mass that will be celebrated in all churches in the Philippines will be a Mass in commemoration of the first Easter Mass. But no specific national celebration has been planned for Easter of 2021 other than the directive for all the bishops and priests to celebrate the Easter Mass of 2021 as a thanksgiving to God for the 500th anniversary of the first Easter Mass celebrated in our islands. The Diocese of Maasin, we are the particular church of the Catholic Church in here in the Philippines. Even before, when this became a diocese 50 years ago, my predecessor, the first Bishop of Maasin, Bishop Vicente Ataviado, whose remains is buried here in the side of the cathedral, he has made it a point for the diocese, for the faithful in the diocese, which is comprised of the province of Southern Leyte and 6 towns of Leyte up to Baybay. So as a diocese, Bishop Ataviado celebrated this event of the Easter Mass, the first Easter Mass of Limasawa, even by constructing a shrine of the first Holy Mass and Holy Cross in Limasawa Island. That shrine that he constructed was destroyed completely. Only 2 concrete pillars remain there in Magallanes, destroyed by a big typhoon. So that when I came here as the second bishop of Maasin, the first years of my being bishop here was to reconstruct the shrine and to make it a diocesan annual celebration, that on March 31 the diocese or significant representatives of the diocese will celebrate the Eucharist in the island of Limasawa. And that has been celebrated faithfully, as far as I'm concerned, for the past 21 years, where we also recommissioned the lay Eucharistic ministers being at the service of the Eucharist, the center of our Catholic faith and life. So that for these 500 years, 2021, the Diocese of Maasin makes it a point to celebrate this big event. And of course, we invite everyone who would want to join the diocese in celebrating this great event of God coming into us through the form of the Eucharist. And so I created a commission, and Father Dennis Gagantas is the chairman of this diocesan commission for the triennial celebration or 3 years celebration of the first Easter Mass in Limasawa. And this is the first of the 3 years, 2019, 2020, and 2021. And this year, we launched this triennial celebration of the first Easter Mass in the Diocese of Maasin in Limasawa, Southern Leyte. And this, as was mentioned already by Father Dennis, this event today here in Maasin and in the afternoon in Baybay, part of our diocese, is the first significant moment of this triennial celebration of 2021. And I'm happy that many young Southern Leyteños and young people are interested to learn more of this historical event, so that it depends on you, young people, to pass on this tradition and to celebrate with gratitude to the Lord this great event of the first Easter Mass. To Bishop Ataviado's mind, like was myself, I have no doubt that the event of the first Easter Mass happened just not far away from here, in the island of Limasawa, as perhaps we will know more about it from this forum. And even this year's launching, we are very happy that the Apostolic Nuncio will be coming to join us for the celebration. And I noticed that the Apostolic Nuncio himself is very eager to know more about Limasawa, and that's why he will come to the island on March 30 and 31 to celebrate with us this 498th anniversary of the first Easter Mass. And so my part here as the Bishop of Maasin is really to encourage and provide for the faithful this opportunity, historic events in our life as Catholics, in this place where God has put us to live, Southern Leyte, to be proud of this privilege, but at the same time, with that privilege, we have the duty to proclaim it, to let the whole country know about it. It's our duty. And I, for my part, even if I'm not here from Southern Leyte, but I am a Filipino, I'm interested to do my task as the bishop to promote, to encourage, to provide as much occasions and opportunity so that we will always be grateful to the Lord in celebrating the events in our life and history that through God's love and mercy we are enjoying. So my dear friends, my dear faithful of the Diocese of Maasin, I thank those who have organized this forum, particularly for Brother Amado Tumbale, who gave his time to enlighten us on this very important event, not only in the Diocese of Maasin, but in the Church of the Philippines. And we hope that this day will be really something not only educational for us, but something that will give us more strength in our faith in a God who wants to stay with us in the form of the Eucharist. Thank you, and let's have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Bishop, for that very inspiring opening remarks. And to give also his opening remarks before we proceed to the talk proper, may we call on our beloved Governor Mian Mercado. Thank you.
Murag kuan ko diri da, murag di ko anad diri dapita. Of course, thank you sa Bishop ni Father Dennis, sa atong Father Amado Tumali, atong tanan diri, mayong buntag. On behalf of the province of Southern Leyte, of course, dako kay natong galbo nato tanan, taga Southern Leyte. In fact, even ang Region 8 nagkampanya ta, nagistorya gyud ta nga ang first Mass niya gyud sa atong probinsya nasa Limasawa, Municipality of Limasawa. Mao na nga og mahimo atong awhagon atong mga parente, mga amigo nga asa karon sila dapit nga hinaut unta nga mutabang og kampanya musulti nga ang ato yung first mass na held diha gyud sa Limasawa. Of course, the Mayor Petra Corta, itong Mayor sa Limasawa. Mayor, nya, nakong kalipay nga ang ato karong forum on the first Easter Mass of the 1521 first Mass sa Pilipinas, ikatagan tag lugar nga niagyo din sa atong simbahan. Kami sa provincial government, ang among task ani nga unsay mga activities pohon sa karong celebration sa 498 towards 500 naami magsuporta siya Father Dennis. In fact, murag sige nang nagkuan, sige nang nag-meeting ang atong provincial tourism officer together with the Father Dennis. Nag-prepare sa atong mga preparations sa 500 anniversary. Daghan na kayong prepare. In fact, ang mga national government sa nato na involved ni ani nga mo suporta sa labi na nga island na kinahanglan tag masakyanan pag-transport ngadto murag duna na paderno na prepare na tanan. In case of duna pay mga inunta kinahanglanon nga ang atong provincial government makatabang sa ato yung pag-celebrate kay dako kay nato ning garbo. Tibuok tibuok kadibutan maoy mo ning tan-aw ani nga celebration nga ika 500 years nga Kristiyanos nato dinhi sa atong nasod. Mao na nga sa part sa provincial government, of course kami gyud musuporta unsay mga kinahanglanon, unsay mga andamonon nga diin atong mga kaigsunan mo ngadto gyud sa atong anibersaryo sa Limasawa na ang atong provincial government. Sa ako nang gikaingon, si Father Dennis together with my provincial tourism officer si Nedgar Garbes, doon na nagyud sila inunta plano sa tanan nga pag-celebrate sa 500 years even this coming March 31 doon na nag-prepare tanan. Una nga kita kamo taga Southern Leyte proud ta na pagtinabangay ta na ang atong celebration unta ma-successful, maayo nga walay problema. Of course, ampo ta sa kaytasan nga successful good ang atong problema. Mo ngayo lang po kog sorry na nadili ko gamay kay video dinay mga activities lagi namo, but aning kamot gud ko maka-attend. That's why or in behalf of the provincial government, welcome to the forum on the first Easter Mass of the 1521 ngani agos atong probinsya. Salamat ug may buntag.
Okay, so thank you so much, Honorable Damian G. Mercado, Governor of Southern Leyte. All right, so at this juncture, we will now proceed to the talk proper, and we are very privileged this morning because we have invited a speaker. Okay, so I don't know if the speaker came all the way from Manila. All right, and he is very able for his topic about history of Limasawa. So I'd like to call back in Reverend Father Dennis Cagantas for the introduction of the speaker. A big hand, please.
Our speaker for today is hopefully to be ordained as a deacon belonging to the Society of Jesus before the year ends 2019. He's a young historian and Bisaya ni siya. No? So we're so thankful because he can shift from English to Tagalog to Bisaya kay taga Davao man ni ang atong speaker. Now, he is currently finishing his licentiate in theology at Loyola School of Theology sa Ateneo de Manila University, and at the same time, he is currently a faculty member of the Department of History, School of Science, Social Sciences, Loyola Schools, Ateneo de Manila University, and a member of the Church Historians Association of the Philippines and the Assistant Archivist of the Archives of the Province of the Society of Jesus here in the Philippines. My dear friends, without any delay, let's welcome our speaker for this forum on March 20, 2019, Brother Amado T. Tumbali Jr. of the Society of Jesus.
Maayong buntag sa inyong tanan. So, sama sa gisulti ni Father Dennis, mubalik-balik sa English, Tagalog o Bisaya ang akong discussion. Okay ra ba na ninyo? Okay. Matingala mo, perting bataa ang inyong historian. Kasagaran ng atong imahe sa historian, tigulang. Kay, daghan na siya'y experience, daghan na siya'y nahibalaan. Pero, taod-taod, unta, makaingon mo na, ay, si brother, murag po tigulang mo storya. Dili tungod siguro sa itsura, pero tungod sa akong gustong ihatag sa inyo ha. So siguro a prelude lang, kung kabantay mo akong trabaho kay sa archives, sa Jesuits. Ang archives kay very, kasagaran, ako lang isa sa akong kwarto tibok adlaw. Usa ka chamber na siya sa mga documents. And then dito, ako nalipay ko karon kay this is my first time to be here in Maasin. Kabalo ko sa Maasin, isip usa ka parokya sa mga Jesuita sa una. Kung asa ko member, Society of Jesus, 1700. Pero for the first time, nakita na ko ang tinuod. Kay puro dokumento lang ako makitaan. Now, I'll start with that. As an archivist, na ako'y nakitaan na artifact na dili kayo dugay na, mga around 1980s. Brochure, gikan sa inyong diocese. Gipadala ni Bishop Ataviado sa usanamo ka historian, Father John Schumacher. So naibulong ko, unsa maning brochure ni. So I opened it, morning mga nakasulat. So it's a reminiscence, it's a remembrance what happened in a previous celebration in Limasawa. A tiny dot in the Philippine map was the center of attention year ago. Wala pa na na-edit. Limasawa Island, site of the first mass celebrated in the Philippines. March 31, 1971, exactly 450 years. So I invite you to use your imagination. In a few years, 2 years from now, 500 years na. And now I'm showing you what happened 48 years ago. Filipino Cardinal, Julio Cardinal Rosales, 7 Catholic bishops, 20 priests concelebrated Mass at more or less the same spot where the first historic Mass was celebrated. Ang presidente ni Anhi, ang iyahang may bahay pod, First Lady Imelda Romualdez Marcos, and then 6 Aglipayan bishops attended. Okay? At that time, it was Bishop Mariano Ga, head of the Philippine Independent Church, the Portuguese ambassador, nganong Portuguese, Magellan had his origin in Portugal. Chairman of the National Historical Commission, the Tourist Commissioner, Congressman Nicanor Inigas, Governor Salvacion Opus Inigas of Southern Leyte, and other high-ranking national, provincial, and municipal officials, all 15,000 people ni adto sa Limasawa. A day before, Maasin, dire, was the site of also a memorable occasion. A new minor seminary was blessed and named after Pope Paul VI. At that time, he was the Pope. The bishop's new residence, although still needing finishing touches at that time, was also inaugurated. And then a stage presentation, the Romans of Limasawa, performed. Okay? And in the morning of March 31, a squadron of jet fighters thundered over the usually lonely and isolated Limasawa just before the Mass began. It is all worth remembering, for it is also an important milestone and chapter in the history of this infant diocese. 1971. Ang inyong diocese at the time, it was inaugurated 1968. 3-year-old diocese. You celebrated 450 years of the first Easter Mass in the Philippines. So na-picture, His Eminence Cardinal Rosales leads 7 Catholic bishops in concelebrating Mass at more or less the same spot, Magallanes, where Ferdinand Magellan, his sailors and soldiers, and some natives heard the first Mass celebrated on Philippine soil. So na altar, na ay murag template siguro. Then mauni siya. I haven't been to Limasawa. There was an attempt yesterday to go to Limasawa pero taas kayo ang balod. So ingon nila, brother, ayaw na lang kay basig di ka kabalik karon. So dito na lang ako kutob sa Padre Burgos akong gikuha og picture. Nga naman, I needed an ocular visit kay naay mga posisyon ang Butuan negating some factors that should be found in Limasawa. I'll explain that later. Okay, morning shrine, and then morning 15,000, a piece of the 15,000 people, they came by boat and by plane. So ambot unsaon ng plane. Okay? I'm telling you this, I hope it will repeat again, or mas kuyaw pa in 2 years from now. Looking forward to a new brochure. Maybe this time it's not just a brochure, but it will be a coffee table book. I'm just giving some suggestions. Okay? Now, balik ta karon sa storya. Kitang tanan dire na niagi sa basic high school, sa Philippine education, kung tarong atong teacher, gitudlo sa tua na ang first Mass nahitabo sa Limasawa. Limasawa. Okay? That's the standard. Except if you used Saide. Gregorio and Sonia Saide, because a long time after the war, they returned to Butuan for some reasons. But the regular, mainstream, acceptable historical fact is Magellan from Homonhon through the coast of Leyte and then west-southwest direction, Limasawa, Easter Mass, and then after nagpasibu na sila. But, pero daga istorya. Ang ato nahibalaan karon lang. Pero remember, this is 1521. Again, I invite you to imagine the numerous stories that went around, developed, distorted, pero naay upat ka facts na dili matanggal. Masikinsay author, masikinsay historian, mo nilahang i-assert. The record says, Mazawa. Naa sa diary ni Pigafetta, Mazawa. Naa sa mga mapa, Mazawa. Nihimo og mapa, sina Magellan. Okay, and I will show it to you later. Ang nakasulat, Mazawa. And then the date is March 31, 1521, Julian calendar. Well, that's another topic na kumuon sana, because now we are using, with a little adjustment from Julian calendar, the Gregorian calendar. And then, for a long time, Butuan ang ilahang, ang gitudlo sa ilaha. Ang mga storya gaingon gatudlo sa Butuan. And then very constant na ay cross na gibutang sa usa ka hill. That's why I wanted to go to Limasawa unta para mahibalan kung tinuod ba jud na ay hill. Because that's one of the claims of the other side. Wala man sila'y taas na buntod. So how could you plant something if there is no montes or mountains? Muna. Okay. Morning mapa. Kaning na ay pula, mo na ang Limasawa. Okay? So just to give you a reference, ang Butuan, kay gusto unta ko malikay, pero di jud malikayan. Because we are speaking within a context. And our context now is, there's another claimant. Now, just to put you into context, morning Limasawa, naadiri ang Butuan. Bantay akong pointer, asa mo adto, ang Butuan naadiri. Their claim, after Homonhon, somewhere here, east of Samar, diretso silag Butuan. Na-istorya na ni Agi una sa Limasawa and then Butuan. And then ibalik sa Limasawa and then Cebu. So naay mga unsa na, naay mga alterations. Siguro kita ni dako ta kay Agoncillo Zaide na libro. Kinsa bang ilang mga Agoncillo og Zaide at that time? Okay. So before we go there, I'll show you some pictures. Thank you. Mo ato magbutuan adto mo sa Magallanes na ay statwa or monument. Kaning monument mo ni ang ginaingon. So sa Butuan ni siya. In Immortal Magallanes, el pueblo de Butuan con su párroco y españoles en el residentes para memorar su arribo y celebración de la primera misa en este sitio el día 8 de abril de 1521. Gigamit na nila ang Gregorian calendar, translation sa Julian calendar na March 31. Eresido en 1872, siendo gobernador del distrito Don Jose Maria Carvario. Okay, may structure dito commemorating na niadto si Magellan sa ilaha ug nagmisa April 8, 1521, Gregorian calendar, or March 31, 1521. Kani ang ilang ginagamit na basihan. 1872, how far is 1872? Kitang tanan nag-eskwela ta about sa issue ni Jose Burgos, Gomez Burgos Zamora. The execution happened 1872. Gamay pa si Jose Rizal ato. So imagine niyo at the same time, on the same year, nagtukod sila ani sa Butuan. And today, some Butuan proponents would use this as an evidence na diri, tanawa ang mga tao tong 19th century, kahinumdum pa sila. But, be careful of monuments. Kay, a monument may be an evidence, maybe, not absolute, dili permi, an evidence of a tradition, but not necessarily a proof that an event certainly happened there. In other words, mauna permi ang panghitabo. Nay nahitabo, and we want to perpetuate this, so we put a memory marker. So in other words, mauna ang panghitabo, second ang monument. And then later, the people will remember. Pero murag sa uban, murag nauna ang monument, and then the monument created the story. A regular common sense would tell us that should not be the way. Dili porket karaan na, dili porket 1872, kung unsay gisulti diha, mo na tinuod. We have to respect the unfolding of other documents closer than the historical agent. I'll tell you that later. Okay? Now, mo ni ang the earliest version of the first Mass. Jesuit Father Colin wrote a lot about Leyte, Samar, of course, Mindanao. Ang iyang libro, Labor Evangelica, published in Madrid. Remember, published in Madrid, 1663. So I'll just read it muna. At the end of 3 months and 12 days, okay, 3 months and 12 days, during which they traversed 4,000 leagues, having crossed the equator a second time, dili pa sila mogamit og kilometers of miles sa una. Legwas ang ilang gamiton. I'll not explain to you here, pero there's an equivalent from legwas to kilometers. Basta taas kayo na siya. 4,000 is layo. Having crossed the equator a second time, nag-crisscross sila, they climbed up to 15 degrees north latitude where they came upon 2 islands which they named Las Velas. Okay? The names may or may not exist these days. At 12 degrees north, they came upon the Ladrones Islands. Okay? A few days later, they saw the island. Ang tawag ni Combes is Ibabaw. Pero that is Samar. Okay? In this archipelago. But the first island they touched, ang tawag nila Humuno. And that's Humunhon. A small uninhabited island at Giwan Point. Okay? So very important ang Giwan. Remember by this time, ang mga Jesuits na anay parokya sa Giwan. And Giwan is near the shore. And they use it as a reference point. So, simple lang. For example, one missionary would say, asa man abanda? 3 leagues north of Giwan. Kasabot na sila ana. So, na yung mga internal jargons po ng mga Jesuits. And they use their parishes to lead each other asa man ang mga area. Now, let me continue with Colin. So, this is Colin. On Easter Day, in the territory of Butuan, the first Mass ever offered on these parts was celebrated and a cross planted. Magellan then took formal possession of the islands in the name of the Emperor, King of Spain, and of the Crown of Castile. The year is 1663. So the story that was perpetuated was Butuan. There was a Mass, na ay misa, nisaka silang buntod, ug nagbutang og cross. The man who gave the most signal service to our men was the chief of Dimasawa. Nigawas ang word nga Dimasawa. That's the word used. Relative of the chief of Butuan and that of Cebu. Whether he led the armada which entered that harbor at noon on the 7th of April, the octave of Easter. Okay. Dili ignorante si Colin, ang writer sa Limasawa. Ang spelling niya is Dimasawa. Na-ay role ang Limasawa, pero dili dito ang first Mass. Okay, gets? Moning storya sa una. Okay, you have to understand the evolution of the story. Okay? Siyempre, ang mga pangutana karon, asa man na niya nakuha? 1663 minus 1521. Pila ka tuig? 142? Mao ko nag-history kay dili ko maayo sa math. Dugay na kayo na. So we cannot just say, karaan naman na, 1663. So tama si Colin. Kay karaan na, mas karaan pa sa tuwa. Again, the principle is, it doesn't mean that it is old. It can give an accurate remark on an event. Now, nasa'y kauban po na Jesuit. Basta SJ, mga igsuon ako ni Society of Jesus. Another one who perpetuated Butuan is Father Combes. That's why sa among meeting mag-meeting ni mga CBCP, Cultural Heritage, kung ma-mention na nagsugod ang tradisyon na Butuan, gikan sa mga Jesuits. Kami mga Jesuit historian, maingon may pasensya na. Ang mga igsuon, kaniadto wala pa sila access sa diary ni Pigafetta, which later on I will expose unsa man rin diary ni Pigafetta. Kani, sugod pa lang nanay Sipiat, ang pangalan ni Magallanes, dili Fernando, kundi Alonso. Si Alonso Magallanes daw, entering by the Strait of Siargao. Layo na kayong Siargao. Formed by that island and that of Leyte, and landing at the island of Limasawa. So he mentioned Limasawa. And the word now is Limasawa. Kung namin maayo diri, 1667, in other words, the word Limasawa already exists. So, the other cannot claim na ang Limasawa gi-inventora na word sa 20th century. Okay, one of their challenge is wala man ang word na Limasawa, bag-ura man na. 1667. Of course, this is in Spanish, pero this was translated by Father Bernard. But Father Bernard remained faithful to the proper names. Limasawa. Naana. And most probably the Jesuits on the ground, ang mga Jesuits na na-assign diri sa Maasin, Hilongos, hantod sa Borongan, ang tawag nila Limasawa. Kulang na lang, I will show you documents sa mga Spanish Jesuits na nag-report sila using the word Limasawa. The barbarians of that island, we don't use that term now, but it's about the natives. Welcomed them and gave them refreshments. Wala sila giaway. Very Visayan. Pag abot sa mga bisita, pamainit sa kapitan, mainit sa ata. And I will not go in details, pero ang storya, gipakaon silang sago. Naglain pang mga pagkaon. That's one of the questions. Kaya wa man daw sago sa Limasawa. Ang sago na sa Butuan. That's another talk that you can invite here. Unsay mga sudan gikaon nila sa biyahe. And then while at Limasawa, they heard of the river of Butuan. So in other words, Limasawa and Butuan existed already at that time. The words, and therefore, the truth, whose chieftain was more powerful. Okay? Kung tanaw ninyo sa Pigafetta unya, maingon siya na mas dako og lawas, mas gwapo og itsura ang taga-Butuan na hari. Naa siya mga gold sa lawas, compare kay Raja Colombo sa Limasawa. Pero mag-igsuon sila. His reputation attracted our men. The barbarian lived out to our men's expectations, providing them with the food they needed. Okay, so namit na nila ang hari sa Butuan. And then, padayon si Combes, Magellan contented himself with having them do reverence to the cross. So, what we miss here is that Magellan went to Butuan with that king. Kaya niabot man tong hari sa Butuan sa Limasawa. Nag-ila-ila sila, and then niadto sila og Butuan. And then, mo ni karon ang, for us, I think, interpretation ni Combes. He contented himself. Enough for him. Okay na siya ha. Magbutang na lang tag cross as a sign to future generations of their alliance. Now, if you go to Butuan, may area dito na dako kayong cross. So if you don't know your history, masig ma-convince mo na, uy, mauna dyan na ang gibutang ni Magellan. Dako kayo. Duha ka poste sa kuryente kataas. Pero bag-o kaayo, kahoy. So, Combes did not mention the Mass. Walay misa kay Combes. Krus lang. That's why there are some historians today, for Butuan, they were saying na, may misa. So, forget about this first Mass problem. Wala tayo commemorate. Problema, it seems that Combes and whoever his source was is alone. Because the rest of the battalion of historians agree on a mass na ay misa. And when we double-check it, when we check our theology, Easter Mass na dako, walay misa. Magellan was very pious. Duha ka pari ang gidala. Usa ang naglahutay, ang usa ni balikman. Imposible walay misa. And they have been here, kung sa ingon ni Yoyoy, kano sa sila ni abot, March 16, 15, 21, niya, walay misa. March 31, no, agya ko yung misa. There should be a mass. And the fact, labi na sa mga pari dire, we don't record our masses these days anymore. Okay, it's so common and it's so SOP. So, misa sila. Okay, so, not finding in Butuan the facilities required by the ships, they returned to Limasawa. So, kani si Combes, Homonhon, and then Limasawa, Butuan, balik sa Limasawa to seek further advice on planning their future route. The Prince of Limasawa told them of the three most powerful nations among the Pintados. Pintado ang tawag sa mga Bisaya. Nga naman, your good history teacher should have reminded you, and this is your heritage, kamuni, ang inyong mga nuno sa una, na ay mga gwapong tato sa lawas. Work of art. Unta, kung makadevelop tag-unsa archaeology, forensic archaeology, makapangita mo og mga pre-Hispanic burial, unta magmarka sa mga makitaan na mga bukog, ang usay mo marka man ang unsa. That's another field. Okay, the Pintados, namely Caraga, Surigao, Samar, and Cebu. Of course, they went to Cebu. Ug dito, wala sila gihatagan og painit. Lahi ang painit gihatag kay Magellan dito. So imagine the hospitality. This is posible mga lolo ninyo ni sa uno man nakakita sila ha. I'm talking to a special group of people because this is your place, this is your story. Ako, dokumento na akong gunit for a long time. So in fact, when I was collecting the documents for our meetings sa CBCP, I told my colleagues, kita ra pa makahibaloan eh? We should tell the people of this. We should proclaim this. Dili pwede kita-kita lang. So that's why I'm here. So, napasi Combes. So the nearness of Cebu, the facilities of its port, and the more developed social structure aroused everyone's desire to go nearer or tighter. Thus, guided by the chief of Limasawa, so ang hari sa Limasawa or prinsipe sa Limasawa ang nikuyog kay Magellan padulong sa Cebu. Passing between Bohol, Leyte, and close to the Camotes Islands, girecord ni nila, they entered the harbor of Cebu by the Mandaue entrance on the 7th of April, 1521, having departed from Limasawa on the first day of the month. Tanawa. First day of the month, April 1, niabot April 7. Nganon dugay kaayo. That's one of the mysteries. That's why some people would say, abot 1 jud na. Dugay kaayo. April 1 to 7. So that's one of the mysteries that have to be solved. Colin and Combes influence future writers. So, si Colin and Combes, gibasa po na sila sa mga historian. So, ang mga next historian, so what do you expect? Diba? Kung ang storya, ang chismis niya to sa usa ka tao, marami na minaw, istorya na po niya after 5 hours sa laing tao, expect na naay mabilin, na ay madungagan o na ay mawala sa detalye. And gapile up karon ang tradisyon. So, Giovanni Francesco Gemelli Carreri, nasa libro na Giro del Mundo, okay? Naples, so sa Italy gi-publish, 1698. Okay. naa siya world history. Mo ni ang iyahang mention about the first Mass, translated by Father Bernard. On which Sunday, the first Mass was said on the land of Butuan, a cross erected. Before Mass was said on which Sunday the Lord and the King of Cebu were baptized. Mo ni ang detalye na gusto na akong isulti. Which Sunday is not Easter Sunday. Okay? Which Sunday is, I think that's the Sunday after the octave of Easter. So mali na ang date. And then, on the land of Butuan, a cross erected. Before Mass was said on which Sunday, the Lord and the King of Cebu were baptized. Kabantay mo, gajambol na. Ako di na ako kasabutan eh. Kita na nakabaluto sa storya, di na kasabutan eh. Ayun na lang sabta kay basi mabag-o pa ninyo nahuna. Nagjambol ang story. In the first place, Mr. Carreri was never been to the Philippines. Okay? So, gibasa lang niya mga nauna. Okay, kani. Agustinians. Okay? Fray Joaquin Martes de Zuniga. After Combes and Colin na po din siya. 1800. Okay? 1803 ang publication. Iyang kimension, niagi sila between Leyte, okay? The Strait of Siargao is between Leyte and Limasawa. So, I don't know. You can check that, okay? And then Limasawa is at the mouth of the Strait of Siargao. If you check the map, it's not at the Strait of Siargao. Doon lang, pero it's not. So, nanay mga unsa geographic errors. So I want you to imagine na gabag o ang story. The story is very malleable, very flexible, gabag o siya. On Easter Sunday of the year 1521, Magellan was in Butuan. He ordered the sacrifice of the Mass to be celebrated ashore, and he planted a cross on a hillock near the beach. Butuan na pod, first Mass. Okay? The natives were present at these ceremonies, and they also witnessed the taking of possession of the land in the name of the Crown of Castile. These rites over, Magellan proceeded to Cebu, where they killed him. So, very short, brief, it missed a lot of details, pero it perpetuated a historical error. First Mass in Butuan. Okay? Tanawa unsang gihimo sa chismis. So, Juan de la Concepcion, Agustinian Recollect, Historia General de Filipinas, kuyaw ni siya, nanan po yung bag-ong detail, Cape of San Agustin. If you go to Davao Oriental, na ay Cabo de San Agustin dito, which is very important for the Spaniards, because they have that imagination that Mindanao is a mission territory of the Jesuits and the Recollects, using an imagination that there's a demarcating line. Ingon nila, asa ba ibutang ang Jesuit o Recollect sa Mindanao? Imagine na lang mo, na ay lugar sa may, somewhere in northern Mindanao, ang tawag Suluan, and then direct line to Cape San Agustin sa Davao. Tanan na sa norte, Recollect. That's why Butuan was transferred to the Recollects. Tanan sa south, mga Jesuits nasa Zamboanga o Cotabato, Jesuits. Now, gidungag nila ng Cape San Agustin because at that time, familiar sila sa Cape San Agustin. At the southern tip of the large island of Mindanao, they sailed along the coast of province of Caraga, entered the Strait of Surigao, and then landed at the island of Limasawa. Wala na ni Agi Guhumonhon, wala ni Agi og Leyte. So wala na jud mo ilabot sa celebration ani kung sundon si Juan de la Concepcion. Okay? And then there, Magellan heard of the river of Butuan, whose dato or chieftain was more powerful. He decided to go to the mouth of that river. So from Limasawa, yato na po siya Butuan. Ag dito, the chieftain answered, and he did not have enough to supply so large an expedition, but that he would bring what he could. Okay. Nagdala silang baboy, tulo ka kambing, o bugas. It was Easter Sunday. So medyo detalyado. Okay. The general or Magellan, Libog lagi usay general, usay captain ang tawag sa yaha. Ordered the construction on land of a shelter made of branches. Then he ordered all his men to disembark. Nagmisa sila. Celebrated with great devotion by all, thanking God for his blessings, and this was the first mass ever offered in these islands. He then ordered a large cross to be set up on a hill. So for a long time, it was Butuan. It was written and rewritten, it was read, it was proclaimed by the missionaries, ang mga tao nituo na it is Butuan. It has been Butuan. Now, mao na ni ron. Kinsay gahimog diary diri? Wala na? Kay panahon ako, kaabot pa ko na diary, mga seminaryan sa una. 1521, naghimog diary si Pigafetta. Kinsa si Pigafetta? Kauban ni Magellan sa biyahe. Si Pigafetta, he survived the Mactan battle. That's why nakauli si Pigafetta sa Espanya ug sa iyang lugar sa Italia. Na siya diary. Ang iyang diary nawala. 1521, 1600, wala nakitaan. 1700, wala nakitaan. Kano sa nakitaan? 1800. And remember, naanay gisulat si Colin Combes 1600s pa. That's why the big question is, asa sila nikuha og detalye? Asa nila gikuha ang storya? Okay? So, post-expedition, Pigafetta returned to Italy to write a narrative of the journey. So pag uli niya, gisulat niya, dili man ni ang isulat lang niya ang nahitabo sa Homonhon antod Mactan. Ang isulat niya is the 3 years journey. 15, 19, 20, 21, 22, almost 4 years. So tanan, including latitude numbers. Di mo makuyawan, ana. Dili lang storya, even the numbers, the coordinates, which will be used today. Both sides, Limasawa and Butuan. Kaya nagbilin man siya og address. Wa pa'y address sa una ka ng San Pedro Street, Maasin City. Wala pa yung ana. Ang address sila, latitude. So it's 9 2/3 latitude ang gibilin nila for Limasawa. And that is very helpful. Maayon na lang. Okay? So himo siya og diary, and then ang iyang diary gitranslate sa French. O na ni ron. Italian si Pigafetta, taga Vicenza, Italy. Okay? Kuyaw kayo ang Spanish expedition. Ang nagbayad Espanya, ang kapitan Portugues, si Magellan. Dili Espanyol si Magellan, Portugues. Ang iyang assistant, Italiano. Okay? So, kuyaw kayo, no? And then, gitranslate ang iyang diary sa French. Karon, ang problema sa translation, kapulo mo ani, depende na sa translator. Depende na unsay isulat niya, unsay capacity niya sa iyang vocabulary. Kung unsay mag-translate, natay mga sentence di masabtan, katuma gahimog unsa dire thesis, but nga na lang og dot, and then continue the translation. Diba? Kay Torabian ninyo, kay nundum ba mo? Dako ang question ani, kay nga naman, ang gihimo na translation is paraphrased. Paraphrased and summarized. Nimo po ang translation ni Magellan. Ang iyang diary. And then, kaning French translation, i-translate na pod into Italian. So from Italian to French, and then, nawala na lagi itong first to Italian, nawala. Later pa siya makitaan. So ang available karon tong French na i-summarize o i-paraphrase na. Kato karon ang i-translate na Italian. Karon nayuban nagtuo na tungod kay Italian ni mo na ni ang original. Gets nyo? Murag, naghimo ko og sulat, Tagalog or Bisaya, gibasa sa Amerikano, gi-English niya, dagan na kayog na sipyat dito. And then, naay Pilipino sa States. Iyan na po i-translate, katong English translation nako into Bisaya. Itapad tong Bisaya ni og Bisaya nako. Sigurado ko, dagan joy lahi. Kaning Italian translation ang nidaghan. The Italian translation of the French translation of the original Pigafetta, morning ni propagate. Moni si Ramusio. So kami mga unsa sa mga committee meetings, we would hear a lot the name Ramusio because it was Italian. Okay? I think Gian Bautista Ramusio, he translated it. And then most probably, Moni ang gigamit ni Colin o Combes. So siya gikan ng first mass sa Butuan. Okay? Another translation is by Pietro Martire. Peter Martyr. Gamiton po ni sa mga revisionist. Included the Italianized French translation in his travel book published in London 1555. So, si Peter Martyr nihimo og libro. Nag-discuss siya about first mass. Giapil niya ang kay Ramusio. So, kabantay mo, ang storya ni Ramusio ni pasa-pasa na. Okay? So, London, Venice, French, Paris. So, imagine the dispersion. And then kani, let's jump to 1800. Carlo Amoretti. Okay? Curator of Biblioteca Ambrosiana, Italy, Milan. Kung asa taga dito si Papal Nuncio. So I'm sure he knows this. Si Mr. Amoretti, Carlo Amoretti, ang nakakita sa original Pigafetta copy. Okay? Kay dili man gud, the original Pigafetta is nowhere. So, for example, nihimo ko unsa. Nihimo ko og libro. Imagine ninyo, wala pa yung photocopier sa una. So, kamo pasalamat mo karon na mo yung photocopier. Okay? So, moingon to imong kauban, bay pa unsa bi? Pa-kopya. O mo ni kopya ha o. So, kopya. Unsay language nimo? Italian ko, o. Italian to Italian, kopya. Then, ay tulo ka French. So, ilan ang kopyahon, but in French version. Karon, nawala ang ilang gikopyahan. Ang nabilin, katong upat. Usa ka Italian, tulo ka French. And then, mawala po ng upat, a long time. Ang unang nisulpot balik, ang Italian. Carlo Amoretti. Later on, musulpot po ang tulo ka French. And now, some proponents of Butuan are using the French. They are not using Amoretti. Okay? Kaya nga naman, Amoretti man ang gigamit nato karon. Kaya nga naman, there was a time that the 4 manuscripts were studied, and it was judged that the best manuscript, most faithful to the missing original, is the Ambrosiana. The most faithful with all the calculations, etc. Kaya mas baga man siya. Ang duha ka French is mubo na kaayo. Nya kani siya napani siya mapa. Unya makakita mo unsa itsura sa masawa sa una. So mo ni tawag na Ambrosian Codex, and then it was made known in 1800, but it took 94 years para mukalat siya. So, for example ako, sa archives, kada adlaw, na ako'y makita na ako'y ma-discover. Pero, I'll just record it na I discovered today this document. Pero diya lang na sa kuha. Until na mo bisita sa kuha, maingon siya na, pwede ba makita ang mga discoveries diha sa archives? O, kaniya na. So, in 1894, 94 years after just to unsa, put us into situation. 1894, 1896, patyon si Jose Rizal. So, yung anak na kadugay or kaduol. Okay? 1894, diha pag-publish ang iyahang manuscript. So, meaning, gitype na siya, gitype, and then gibutang sa libro, gipublish. 1894. So, for the first time sa kalibutan, nakitaan ang maudyo daining pinakaduol sa original ni Pigafetta. Na dili gi-summarize, na dili gi-paraphrase. So, mo ni ang linya ni Amoretti and then Damosto. Amoretti-Damosto line. Ang tawag na mo, ana. So, Mr. Tavera, Mr. Pardo de Tavera, historian, later on, mahimong opisyales sa government sa Amerika, diri sa Pilipinas, morning iyang ingon. He read it and he made a remark that will leave an impact to us today. Nothing, however, could be farther from the truth because not only was Butuan not the piece of Philippine soil on which the first Mass was celebrated, but it was not visited by that bold navigator, Magellan, in his memorable expedition. So kani si Trinidad Pardo de Tavera, gibasa ang Damosto, o dito niya nakitaan, walay misa sa Butuan. And ingon niya, he left this impression, his decision, his evaluation as a historian. Not only was Butuan was the place of the first Mass, but it was not also visited by Magellan. Later on, kaya nga nung kabaluman si Pigafetta og Butuan, they will submit a map and they will put Butuan in the map. Unya, makakita mo unya, na yung mapa ipakita na yung Butuan dito. So, most probably, gihalo nila katong mga nihimo sa unang history before the discovery of Pigafetta, ilang gihalo tung pagbisita ni sa expedition sa Butuan. Kaya remember, after Limasawa, asa sila ni Adto? Cebu. Ya, dito nahitabo ang kabalo na mo, Humabon and Lapu-Lapu, etc. And then after ana, retreat sila because they have to finish the Moluccas trip. And before they left the Philippines, nibalik sila Mindanao. And the two places they visited were Butuan and Chipit. Hantod karon na ay lugar na kipit sa Unsada, Zamboanga del Norte, na mouth of a river. Niagi sila Butuan. Now, most probably, the expedition visited Butuan, pero wala na si Magellan. Patay na. Wala na yung misa. Human ang misa. So, pwede nagka-jumble dito. Now, Father Pastels, na po SJ, ay mo kabalaka, dili ni siya Butuan. Father Pastels was the superior of the Jesuits in the 19th century. Morning amigo ni Rizal. And then he started many churches in Mindanao. Historian siya and botanist pod. He was very interested of many things. Now, gibasa niya karon si Pigafetta. And there's another discovery, Albo. Kinsa man ni si Albo? Francisco Albo. Kauban ni Magellan. Si Albo ang ga-record sa ilang biyahe. Remember, there were 5 boats. Okay? Quiz town, sa man itong 5 ka barko. Hindi na tayo mag-quiz. Pero ang nakaabot sa Pilipinas, 3. Okay? And then, si Albo ang navigator sa usa, sa 3. Okay? So, in other words, tungod kay pareho ang ilang agianan, dapat pareho ang mga description, halos pareho ang description og numero ni Albo og ni Pigafetta. Remember, Magellan did not write. Na siya writer, si Pigafetta. So if you want to double check, it should be both Pigafetta and Albo. Okay? And Pastels read Albo and Pigafetta, which is already available, and morning iyang findings. Magellan did not go to Butuan. Rather, from the island of Limasawa, he proceeded directly to Cebu. In that island, he had dealings with Rahasyagu, chieftain of Butuan. In other words, niadto ang hari sa Butuan sa Limasawa. And this would explain the authors, Colin, etc., error. See the Voyage of Pigafetta and the Diary of Albo, both of whom were eyewitnesses. This is a direct quote from Father Pastel's footnote. Nga naman, si Father Pastels, he was very interested in reprinting the Jesuit books before our suppression in 1768. So that's another story, the suppression. So daga may libro na wala. So one of the books na gusto niya i-reprint is Colin and Combes. Now when he wrote Colin, dito ni Gawas, gibutang niya, as far as Colin is concerned, it's still Butuan. So when it was reprinted, wala niya gihilabtan. Wala niya gihilabtan ang Colin, ang corpus, ang body of knowledge na gibutang ng Colin, pero gibutang niya sa footnote. Ang mga college students dire, kabalo mo unsay gamit sa footnote, di ba? Kung namoy added information or namoy editing na himuon, ibutang sa footnote. Kung dili kaya kambyuhan sa main. So, mo niyang gibutang. He was not in Butuan. And until now, this haunts the other side. Sometimes they say, a single footnote will put us down, will put down a 300 tradition, 300-year tradition. What ay mahimo? Okay? That's why I feel safe talking this to you today. So, inyuhan I think this was the moment when nakuha ninyo balik ang Limasawa. When the Colin Pastels book was republished and Pastels put there, it was not Butuan. In Philippine history, that was the moment that you were able to retake your Limasawa. And he used the word Limasawa. That's why they accused Pastel na pataka si Pastels, Masawa man to, dili man Limasawa. But you cannot downplay Pastels. He was a Jesuit on the ground. Kabalo siya, unsa ng dagat sa Leyte, Samar, hantod Mindanao. He knew his geography both from the maps and on actual setting. So, now, bata pa ko, okay, wala ko'y bagong discovery as a historian. Pero I'll bring to you some historians na nagtuon sa ing-aning problema. The first is another Jesuit, Father Bernard. Okay? He had his article published 3 times. He started with a question, sa Butuan ba o sa Limasawa? So, as the site of the first Mass of the Philippines, a re-examination of the evidence. Ang field ni Father Bernard is not history. But in practice, he was a historian. But in training, he was a literature major in Yale University. And he used that skill to check the literature, the formation and deformation of history using literature. And ano yung mga ebidensya niya that favor ni Masawa? Ang ebidensya ni Albo. Albo, one of the pilots, navigators of the other ship. Evidence of Pigafetta, ang ruta, mapa, ang storya sa duwa kahari. Importante ni. If you listen to the 2 kings, okay? Nangutana si Magellan, kinsa man ka? Ako si Raja Kulambo. Ako ang hari diri. And he was talking about diri, Masawa. And then ay niabot a few days after. Kuya kay itsura. Kinsa man na. Nangutana si Magellan, igsuon na ako. Hari po na siya. Ang pangalan sa iyang lugar, Butuan, didto. Bisayon na lang na ako, pero maybe it was written in Italian. The word didto Meaning, kaning niabot na hari sa Butuan, dili taga dire, taga didto. And we only meet here when we have to hunt. Maghunting sila, ambot unsay mananap man na sa Limasawa. Baboy, sa man. Gahunting daw sila diha. So, kana pa lang, the story of the two kings. Klaro kaayo, dili man mo ingon si hari, si Siago na ako'y hari diri. Taga Butuan ko, ako'y hari diri. Ningon siya, taga dito ko. Kanan dito pa lang, klaro na kayong storya. Anong di man magets? And then, argument from omission. Unsay giomit? Ang giomit, kung tinuot na nilanding og Butuan si Magellan, they will never miss the great river of Agusan, the third largest river in the Philippines. Ang paborito na sudlon man na sa mga Jesuit sa una. Okay, that's how they discover new lands. They go through the river. If you go to Butuan, imposible ma-ignore nimo ang river. And then they arrived, that's still within the period of northern monsoon. In other words, kusog ang ulan, sama gahapon, a few days ago. Therefore, the river is swelling. Taas ang tubig sa river at that time. So dapat, gisulat yun ni Pigafetta, kung ultimo mga yuta, dahon, mananap, ilang gisulat, the river they cannot miss. Ang problema, when you check the diary, walay mention of a big river in Masawa. And true enough, there's no big river in Limasawa. So ingon ni Bernard, how could they miss the primary feature of Butuan, kung sa Butuan na? So I'm telling you that because that could be your argument. So let's go to Albo. Okay, I already mentioned kinsa si Albo. And then, so mo ni iyang, now, usa ba istorya ni Albo? So, gisummarize na ako. So mo ni iyang summary. March 16, 1521, correct? Westerly course, ang Ladrones is Marianas Islands, Guam. O, tanawag mapa. Diretso west. Mga gani atong mga bagyo. Kung gusto to makahibalo kung unsa kakusog ang bagyo, kontaka ang Guam. Kumusta man diha? One time, naikusog kayo na bagyo. Dali na lang kayo karon, dili na kakinalan weatherman. So, i-Facebook na mo itong mga Jesuits sa Guam, sa Marianas. Kumusta man diha, Padre? Ay kusog kayo. O mag-andam na diri sa Pilipinas, ay kusog daw kaayo. West na siya. Okay? And then, they anchored at Suluan. I'm sure kabalo mo ani. This is your geography. And then, westward to Gada. Nasa na yung word na Gada? Pero mo nang humonhon. Nga naman, pag abot nila sa humonhon, walay, nangita silang tubig. And there was so much water in Humonhon, that they renamed the place Aguada. Tubigan. Aguada. Mga unsa dire, mga nag-eskwela Espanyol, o ato mga lola o lolo. Aguada is from the word agua. Agua is water. So ang tawag ni Albo, ninaog man mi sa Gada. Gada is the abbreviation of the word Aguada. Okay? So, remember, they did not have much pages to write on. It's an expedition. So sometimes some things are written in abbreviations. Then westward, okay, from Humonhon, westward sila. Ang tawag sa Leyte sa una is Ceylani. Ceylani, ang pagkasulat nila. For that is Leyte today. So westward, and then southward. Okay, pag abot nila sa Leyte, Leyte ni siya. Tanawa akong marker. Leyte. Westward to smaller Masava. Ang pagkasulat ni Albo is Masava. Okay? Ang-ani ni sa una, wala, ang mga tao dili makasulat. For example, kung ako si Pigafetta or ako si Albo, mangutan ako, unsay ngalan sa inyong lugar? Pakisulat ragod. They don't know how to write. Maybe they know how to write their own language. Alibata or whatever, Sanskrit. But not the Hindu-Arabic or Roman language. So, unsay nadunggan mo na isulat. So depende ko ilang kastorya kay ngungo pod. So masawa or masaba. So maglaylay jud na. Bungol pod ang naminaw. So basta importante ilang gisulat. Kay ngano man, nganong kinahanglan isulat ti tanan? Kay balikan man ni sa next expedition. And true enough, Miguel Lopez de Legazpi mubalik gamiton niya ang calculation. Ug moabot sila sa Limasawa later on. And then northward to Ceylani and northwest along coast, then entered a channel and led them to Matan or Mactan, and Subu or Cebu. Now, si Albo wala nag-mention of first mass. Okay? So that's one of the contentions sa ginagamit sa Pikas. Wala gani nag-mention si Albo. Okay? Wala man po siya ni-mention na walay misa. Dapat niingon siya na Easter Sunday dako uron, walay misa. He could have said that. So, sometimes, not absolute. The omission may not mean an affirmation of something. So, especially for these documents, it should be clear and precise as much as possible. Okay? Now, Pigafetta's narrative. So, humanata kay Albo, sunod si Pigafetta. Ingon ni Pigafetta, after 300 leagues, which is 1,667 kilometers, okay? Pero ang tinuod, it's 2,500 kilometers. From Ladrones or Marianas, 16 March 1521, nakita na nila ang Samar, or ang tawag nila Samal Island. March 17, they anchored at Humuno or Homonhon. And if you check Homonhon, it is at 10 latitude. Kainom to mo sa inyong latitude o longitude? Pila kabot ang latitude sa kalibutan? O, di na ko mangutan. So, just remember that, latitude, longitude. At this time, wala pa'y longitude. Ang klaro pa sa una is latitude. So ilang gi-record? Nasa na unsay mga manual unsa measurements. 10 degrees north. Okay? Latitude, longitude. 10 degrees north. Ang pangutana, unsay tinuod? Karon, unsa ang latitude karon sa Homonhon? Ang latitude karon sa Homonhon is 10 degrees 45 minutes and 20 seconds. Duol. So nakachamba sila. Dire. Yan yung makitaan na they are not very accurate, but at the same time they are not very far. Now we have to understand this is 500 years ago. We should put a margin of technological gap. Ang panahon sa una o panahon karon. So dili ta pwede mo ingon 10 lang ang giingon, dili 10.45. Okay? So depende kung mamilosopo ta. Depende unsay gusto nato igaw pagawas. March 25, they traversed west-southwest between another spelling, depende lagi sa unsay madunggan nila. Senalo karon. Again, Senalo is Ceylani and Ceylani is Leyte. Moni ang gisulat, hiunanghan. And we have a place here na hinunangan. Tama? Niagi silang Ibuson. Gisulat nila Ibuson. Nadunggan nila. Pero there's a place here na Hibuson, no? Na Hibuson ba na place? And then, Albarien. Until now, we don't know what Albarien is. Or naabay place na Albarien. So, sounds like, di ba? So, mo ni mga lugar na ilang giagian. O, kinsabay mga taga-dire, basig ni agin sa inyo sa una si Unsa. Magellan. Okay? Tulo na kabarko. Okay? March 28, Holy Thursday. Remember, okay? Good Friday ang Unsa. Easter Sunday ang Mass. So, Holy Thursday, niabot sila. Demarcation is Mazawa, 9 2/3 north. Okay? The 162 from the line of demarcation, okay, etc. So timan ini, ang pinaka-importante diri is the 9 2/3. Gisulat nila, 9 2/3. And then April 4 to Cebu, passing through Ceylon, Leyte, Bohol, Kanighan, mo ni Kanigaw karon. And then Baybay, ni Agisig Baybay, Katighan. Ay ingon ni Bishop Atabiado sa iyang report, ang Katighan mo ning himokilan. Kay na-record nila na daghan daw kayo mga kwaknit. Nakitaan nila sa himokilan. So ambot lang kung nababa ng mga kwaknit karon na dagko jud daw. Mga kabog. So, and then from Pigafetta's narrative. Now, let us look at the maps. Okay, so relax ta sa mga teksto. Balik ta sa mapa. MS 351. Mauni ang code. Remember, there were four copies of the original diary. So nawala ng original Pigafetta diary, pero naiupat na ni kopya word per word. Pero maskin word per word na naagihapoy nipis, naagihapoy baga, na ay kompleto, na ay dili maayo. And ang upat, gistadihan sa mga experts, the best. Kanisa second best ni mo ni ang MS 351. Okay? Of course, if you ask the other side, this is the best French translation. Okay? Pero the Italian translation, later on I will discuss. Mo na ang, as far as the experts are concerned, that's the best manuscript. The Amoretti finding. The discovery of Amoretti. Now, ang nakasulat, naimapa. Ang nakaputang sa mapa sa ubos, syempre, French translation, so muna yung nakasulat. Okay, Figur do Cap de Katigan, de Isle, de Masawa, Bohol, Ceylon, Baybay, Polo, Kanighan, Tigobon, et Poson. Muni ang ilahang mapa. Wala gibutngan og siguro ang nag-translate rather than commit errors, wala na lang niya gibutngan og, which is good. Okay? Wala niya gibutngan og pangalan. Dapat na ni pangalan. So, mo ni ang caption. Ang caption sa ubos, mapa sa Katigan ug ang mga isla sa Masawa, Bohol, Leyte, Baybay, Polo, Kanigan, Tigobon, ug Poson. Pero kung tan-awon nimo ang mapa, wala man niya ga-identify asa ni sila. Asa man diri ang Masawa, asa diri ang Leyte, asa ang unsa. Okay? At least faithful siya. Pero siguro ang translator di nakabalo. Adto ta sa Picas mapa, to Ambrosiana, which until now enjoys the superiority among the four translations. Moni nakabutang lang, Pigafetta's Chart of the Islands of Bohol, etc. Translated na ni siya ni Blair and Robertson, James Alexander Robertson. Na ipangalan. So Ceylon, kani, Katigan, Bohol, Mazana. Okay? Ang ilang gisulat, Mazana. Na kung imong itapad ni sa Picas, so morning Ambrosiana, itapad mo sa mapa sa Picas na manuscript, na French manuscript, na walay pangalan, na siya pangalan karon. Therefore, kani ang Leyte, kani ang Gatigan, and most probably Hinokilan, Bohol, Masawa, or Limasawa karon, na ay cross, na ay mga balay, na ay duwa ka buntod, na ay dako na buntod, pero ang cross gibutang sa medyo gamay na buntod. Tanawang itsura sa Limasawa, layo kaayo sa karon. Now, ang explanation kani, mo ning ginagamit pod sa Picas. Dili na Limasawa, Mindanao na. Mindanao na. Kaya limasawa, murag man bakterya, di ba? Phylum Streptococci. So, morning explanation. Later on, they analyzed the works of, they analyzed the troop of Magellan. One of the theories na very strong is Magellan did not bring, wala nagdala si Magellan og maayo na cartographer. Gilibot nila ang kalibutan, murag kani around the world, di ba? Kamo, kita, kung ato taglaing nasod, picture jud na. Picture. Murag mo na ato sa laing nasod, wa mo dalang kamera. And then pag uli, inyong gidrawing, asa man kani ato ma? Ay, tukog Singapore. O say picture nimo, wala, pero na ako'y drawing. Di man kamao, di man ikaw ni. Mo ni naitabo ron. They did not bring a very able cartographer, according to the historians. And this is the result. Okay? Usay, gamay lang na cove, mudako ang cove. Mo tambok kayo sa limasawa diri. Mayor, imong limasawa. So, tambok kayo sa limasawa. That's why, it's so easy for the other side to say, Mindanao na, no doubt. Daog na jud ni, butuan na jud ni. Oh? So, okay. Now, basig nalibog mo. Asa bang, kung atong reference point is Luzon, mali. Ang atong reference point is South. So, ang Luzon dapat nasa Ubos. Okay? Kaya basig nagtuo mo na Leyte taas, Limasawa sa baba. Sa mapa dire, ang Limasawa naa sa taas, ang Leyte naa sa baba. Okay, para di ta malibog, balihon nato. O atong balihon, o Leyte. Kita, Limasawa sa Ubos. Mindanao. Ako taga Mindanao ko. And then Bohol. And then, kung ako ni i-continue ang mapa, makita ang Cebu o ang Mactan sa dire. Dire sila ni Agi. Kana. Then nilibot niya. That's why Dr. Borinaga has another theory kung asa between Triana and Magallanes, but I'll not dwell on that, no? So, okay. Ato itapat sa tinod na mapa. Maring tinod na mapa, Leyte, Limasawa kanang pula. Because of technological gap, dili kaayo sakto ang Masawa o ang Ceylon. Okay? Pero look at the distance. Tuol kayo sila. Mingon sila, Mindanao lagi na. Ambot ko na abadere. Okay. Just to say it ahead. Imposible kay na ikaw galingong mapa si Magellan sa Mindanao. Naa dito ang Butuan. Ug dili Masawa ang tawag sa Butuan. So, it existed at the same time, Masawa and Butuan. Now, number one, morning position ni Father Bernard. Mazawa or Mazana sa mapa is a small island that lies off the southwestern tip of the larger island of Leyte or southern Leyte. Lying east of the island of Bohol, it is near the passage between Bohol and the western coast of Ceylon. So very obvious, okay? Klaro na ang island of Masawa is smaller than Leyte. Mindanao is bigger than Leyte. Pero ingon nila, naman daw isla sa Butuan ang pangalan Masao. Or naay lugar dito pangalan Masao. I'll discuss to you that later. And then, number two, according to Father Bernard, the island of Masawa in Pigafetta's map therefore lies in a position roughly equivalent to the actual position of the island of Limasawa. In other words, kung basihan ang mapa ni Pigafetta, kung asang Limasawa karon, most probably, dool kaayo, mo na ang masana nila. Okay? Number three. Okay? So, wala na. Now, the French translation, o kani, ang French translation na imapa sa Mindanao. So, morning Mindanao nila, nadiri ang Butuan. Butuan, Calagan, Binayan, Maguindanao, Chipit. Translations. Butuan is Butuan, Calagan is Caraga, Binayan is, ingon nila, Davao region, Maguindanao is the Sultanate, Cotabato. Masig nalibog mo atong tumbahon ang mapa. Okay, mo na naron. And then, kana, Butuan. Okay, Surigao. Okay, so Butuan, tapat niya Surigao. The Binayan could be Davao, maning area. And then Chipit is here, kanina'y pula. And then, Maguindanao is Cotabato. And then Tanawan, naidako na siwang, naidako na murag golf dere. Napoy dako na golf dere. Basig nalay miscalculation sa Chipit. Base, or base dili. Okay, pero this is another issue. Okay? In other words, usay may makuha nato dere, you cannot mistaken or exchange masawa to Butuan. Dili ka pwede maingon na, kanang masana or masawa, mo ni Butuan karon. Dili, kay nakitaan man pud ni Magellan ang Butuan. Nakitaan pud niya ang masawa. Mas dali tuuhan, kay wala may limasawa diha. Ang limasawa karon, mo nay masawa sa una. Kay wala man na mention ang limasawa. It's your advantage. Now, the two kings, I already mentioned this. Of his brothers, one of his brothers, the king of another island, and 3 men came with us. Pieces of gold. Wala daw gold sa limasawa. Okay? Pieces of gold of the size of walnuts, dagko, inatibugol, and eggs. Sa kadako ang egg. Dili egg sa ostrich, a regular chicken. Okay? Gold of that size are found by sifting the earth in the island of that. The word is that. That king. That island of his was called Butuan and Calagan. Dimension ni samtang naa sila sa limasawa. So ang ginaingon niya, Pigafetta, na siya igsuon, grabing alahas. Nakita na ba mong lalaki na grabing alahas? Ang Raja sa Butuan. Okay? Ambot asa gibutang ni mga unsa, gold siyang lawas. Ang ingon niya, in my place, gold would just come out of the land, which is true, in Butuan karon. Very rich in gold. Okay? But the important thing here is, it's clear, it's not in Limasawa. The king of Butuan is talking about that island, there. When those kings wished to see one another, they both went to hunt in that island where we were. The name of the first king is Colombo, and the second is, lahi na po itong sinadunggan, Raha Shawi. No? So si King Shawi. Others would say Shagu. Okay? Unsay gibuhat nila. One of the, again, dagan ko one of the positions against Limasawa is, dugay man kayo sila sa masawa, unsa may buhaton nila diha. Whereas kung naa mo sa Butuan, daga may mahimo. Mga taga Limasawa diri, daga may mahimo in 7 days. Diba? 7 days is more than, or is, basi kulang pang 7 days to stay in Limasawa. So, morning gihimo nila. First day, exchange of gifts between Magellan and the king. Then, Friday, the king went up the ship and embraced Magellan. Okay? March 30, second day of Pigafetta and another Spaniard feasting and living with the king and the prince. Napay remarks si Pigafetta na makasala ka ako dire kay length ba karon nga grabe kay mong baboy dire. Pero ni kaon daw gihapon siya si Pigafetta. So he gave that remark. And then fourth day Magellan went to shore. Mass celebrated with attendance by kings of Mazawa, Butuan, the cross planted, the two kings informed Magellan of the abundance of Ceylon, Cebu, and Calagan. Nangutana sila sa hari, human diri sa Limasawa, asa maayo mo adto? Asa ang mas abunda ug adunahan? Ningon sila, pili ra mo. Mga mas dato pa sa Limasawa, Leyte, Cebu, ug Caraga. And Caraga is part of the kingdom of Butuan. So, dili siya moingon adto mo Calaga or Caraga, kunana sila sa Butuan. Okay, that's part of the kingdom. Now, 7 days Masawa, fifth day, Magellan, Easter Monday, nilakaw na sila. But the two kings were drunk since evening. Nahubog ang duha ka hari, si Siago ug si Colombo. So, the 6th day, day 6 and 7 days, nitabang sila sa harvest. Okay, so naay plantation niya or naay tanom. Then 7th day, bound for Cebu. Argument from omission. Number 1, Masaw, okay, naamanggoy lugar sa Butuan, ang pangalan kay Masaw. Diba? Ingon nila, mauna tingali ang Masawa. But it's a delta of the riverine, the settlement of Agusan. Okay? Now, morning mapa, kaning pula na akong giputang, kanang pula na naka-outline, mauna ang Masaw. Is that an island? Layo kaayo, maski sa drawing ni Pigafetta, layo kaayo. They said before it was an island. Karon daw part na siya sa mainland. So they have series of archaeological diggings ongoing. Hantod bangkas yung pinamangkulan. By the way, it's not just Butuan. There are 3 places in Butuan fighting for the first mass. So sila mismo, di sila magkasinabot. Asa dito. Then, Pigafetta knew Butuan, kay niadto man sila dito pagkahuman sa pagkamatay ni Magellan. And there's no mention of the river during the entire days in Masawa. 7-8 kaadlaw sila dito. Wa jud na mention ang river. Na-mention nila na nahupog si Colombo o si Shawi, na nikaon sila yung ani ng mga karne, pero wa jud na mention ang dako na river. Kaya they would always mention river, mas kasa sila mo adto. Kaya importante ang river silang mapa. So, mao ng argument from omission ni Father Bernard. Now, 1521, 1565, 65 minus 21, 42 years after. Niabot si Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, first Governor General of the Philippines, the successful beginning of evangelization of the Philippines. Niagi sila og kabalian. Okay? Nanguta na sila, naay gisulat sa una, si Magellan. Adto daw sila Limasawa. Itudlo ra gud sa amuasa ng Limasawa. So the people of Kabalian led the flotilla, ang grupo sa barko, sa Masawa. Kay ang gipasa mo na word sa Espanya is Masawa. But kung asa sila gidala, mao na ang Limasawa karon. Kay 42 years is not too far. You just celebrated your 50 years as a diocese. Some of you can still remember what happened in 1968. So 42 years is not that far. So kung ang Masawa kaysa Mindanao, gidala sila sa Mindanao. Pero nang ingon mga taga-Kabalian, sir, asa man mo sir? Dalami sa unsa, dalami sa Masawa. Kay first time na mo diri. Gidala sila kung unsa ang Limasawa karon. That's another clue. Pero that's circumstantial. Pero that's very strong. Okay? So Legazpi confirmed that Masawa was an island near Leyte and Butuan was in Mindanao. Okay? Why Masawa is the little and insignificant Limasawa? Ang gigamit ni Bernard is another thing is the wind. Okay? ing anong panahon na, March of April, the wind from the Pacific pushes the vessels around Panaon to Limasawa. Kung muagi kag Panaon, and niagi silang Panaon, okay? Diretso siya naglimasawa. Ang direction sa hangin, okay? Southern Limasawa facing Panaon has a good harbor. So, posible dito sila una nagland, okay? So, and then hilltop with view of the island's south, west, and north directions. Wala man dyan ko nakaadtog Limasawa kahapon tungod sa balod. Pero ingon nila, gikan sa Limasawa, makitaan na daw ang Bohol. Tinuod na. Kay, that's another detail. Kay, if I ask that question to the other side, they would say, Kamigin ang nakitaan. Okay? Kaya makita mo po ang Kamigin sa unsa, sa Butuan. Pero ang ingon ni Magellan, we saw 3 islands, at least 3 islands. Tama ba, sir? From Limasawa, you can see 3 islands at least. Kaya when we went to Butuan, ang makitaan dito, tulo ka tumoy sa volcano, sa Kamigin. Ingon nila, nagkamali si Pigafetta, Abinia Island, mountain tops na ito. So karon mali si Magellan. So kana. Now, why the Butuan tradition? Just a recap, okay? Before we end this first part. Secondary sources perpetuated the distortions. Tungod tingali kay dugay nakitaan, ang tinuod na historya ni Pigafetta, nakauna ang layo sa tinuod. Ug kada ang nikalat. Of course, it was not malicious. Those were the available ones at the time. For example, as early as 1523, Transilvanus, kinsa man ni si Maximilianus Transilvanus, murag ni siya reporter, murag ni siya journalist at the time. Pag-abot, isa na lang may nabili na barko ni Magellan, di ba? Victoria. Pag-abot sa Victoria, nag-rush siya. He made sure na he can make a story out of the expedition. So, gi-interview niya ang mga tripulante. Ikapoy ang mga tripulante, etc. And it was a sad trip. Namatay ang ilang kapitan. Nahurot ang ilang barko. And Transilvanus made up a story. He was able to create a story. Okay? Combes, Colin. Okay? Now, number 2, misreading of Magellan's familiarity with King of Butuan. It was not Magellan who knew who went to Butuan. It was the fleet after the death of Magellan. Tinuod, nakailan ni Magellan ang hari sa Butuan, kay ang hari sa Butuan ni adto sa Limasawa. Isip igsuon sa hari sa Limasawa. Okay, and then, let this be clear. And this is the assertion of Father Bernard. Butuan tradition, the story that tells us it started in Butuan or the first mass is in Butuan, nag-spread na siya dili sa Pilipinas. Dili ang mga taga-Butuan ang una nag-spread ana. It started outside. Remember, asa gipang-publish ang mga libro? Naples, Paris. Okay? So it started outside. Mo ning itsura sa ilahang memorial. So maybe I'll end there for my first part. Okay? So let's have a break and then short break and then I'll continue with the second part. Sa second part, I'll tell you what Bishop Ataviado contributed. Okay? So nasa gihimo na calculation. So moto. Thank you.
Okay, so we are pausing for a 15-minute break. I just don't know if students are allowed to leave, stay, but what if they're hungry? 50 minutes, okay. So Sir, maybe you can serve the snack for the dignitaries. So thank you so much, brother, for the very informative sharing about Limasawa. And I'd also like to take this opportunity, although this is not really related to Limasawa, but it's somehow related to our province, which is Southern Leyte. So I had a vlog about the alleged pasita. So it is a galleon in the 17 or 1800s. So if you're interested, just look it up in my YouTube channel, so Lucky Mel Narona. So it is the shipwreck of the so-called pasita, a galleon. I don't know if it is the galleon of Magellan, brother. But it's now appearing in the shore of Kaaga, Malitbog, Southern Leyte. So again, if you're interested to watch it, just go to my YouTube channel, Lucky Mel Narona, and then you will see the shipwreck remnants of the so-called pasita or the galleon. Thank you. So again, NSTP students, as per Sir Ferdy Garvez, you're going to make your reaction paper. So please make sure that you're taking down important notes. And Sir Ferdy, when will they submit the reaction paper? Next Saturday? Okay, so here's the format. So the font style is either Arial or Times New Roman, and then font size is 12, double space, and then justified. So you could print it out either short bond paper or long bond paper. So again, NSTP students, the format is as follows. So Times New Roman or Arial, 12 for its size, justified, and then double space. Thank you. Okay, by the way, students, don't be sad. Those who feel like going to the washroom, you can go, but make sure you are back after 15 minutes. And those who want to buy snacks, you can also do it, but make sure you are back after 15 minutes. So every class, I believe you have your class monitor. Do check the attendance because your attendance is counted even after the second talk of our brother. So again, those students of St. Joseph College, if you feel like going to the loo, you please do it so. And if you're hungry, you can buy your snacks outside. But make sure you're back after 15 minutes. Clear? Okay, thank you. Another important announcement. Attention, DepEd Southern Leyte Division attendees, you are requested to report to the division office this afternoon. 1 p.m. at the conference room 1, second floor. Again, attention all DepEd Southern Leyte Division attendees. You are hereby requested to report to the division's office this afternoon at 1 p.m. at the conference room 1, second floor. Thank you. Any more announcements?
announcement, especially sa katong mga nagtrabaho sa gobyerno, mo require mo kita certificate of appearance. Palihog nga ato ko hatag lamang sa mga lagjo. Ang nas Maasin City dugol atong awahion kay di lalim sige pirma lang minaghana. So palihog lamang atong aspa silago panaon so pila mo kabuo kay andaman da na dito. So katong mga nagdugol palihog pwede ugma nato kwaon basta kay aron makaserbisyo ta sa lagjo. Okay? Thank you.
Padjong buntag, kadto wala pa kadawat ni dita mag-uol kay this is God man is set to be reprinted para kita silbi natay kopya sa gihimo ni Monsignor Ataviado isip defense po niya sa kanang arguments nga ang first sight was in Limasawa. Dita mag-uol kay i-reprint ni daghan in the coming 3 years unja hopefully will convert this into a coffee table book. Mas tako o pagazod ni nga kopya.
We still have 3 minutes left before we proceed to the second talk of our brother. So 3 more minutes. Okay, so are all the students back? Monitors, can you please check? Okay, so let's now, once again, I'm giving you back our brother for his second part of his talk. A big hand, please.
Salamat. Okay, maayong buntag usab sa inyong tanan. So unta, busog na mo. Kung sa may gikaon ninyo. Okay? Sama ni na Magellan na nabusog sa Limasawa. Ug sa Homonhon. Sige, the second part is, so unta tong first part, klaro na sa inyo nga nung for a long time naa siya sa Butuan. Okay? Kung klaro na sa inyo karon, base sa akong explanation ganina, successful ta. Okay? So, dapat karon dili na mo inosente na, Limasawa raman na, period. No, for 300 years, it was Butuan. And then, I demonstrated, I explained, kung sa'y nahitabo, dako kayo na factor na ang diary ni Pigafetta, dugay ni gawas. Maujud na. Usahay ang mga fake news, muuna pa na sa tinuod na news. And fake news destroy. So, muna, sa una pa man dayon ng fake news. Okay? So karon, ipaila-ilan ako mo sa mga historians na nisuporta sa Limasawa. Okay? Kay, we cannot just defend it on our own. Okay? Usahay, kinahanglan og mga historians og mga sources gawas sa Leyte, Southern Leyte, para ma-establish ang Limasawa as the site of the first Mass. Now, the first one, okay? Peter Schurz, MSC, Missionaries of the Sacred Heart. Sila ang mga misyonero sa Agusan ug Surigao after the war, or before and after World War II. Okay, kinsa man si Peter Schurz? Na siya gipublish year 2000. Pero kaniyang gipublish year 2000, daghan na siya gipublish before that. Historian ni siya. Historian. Mo ni nakakuyaw kay Peter Schurz, okay? So, nano importante si Peter Schurz? He was a missionary to Agusan and Surigao. Unsan tuiga? 52 to 84. Pila ka tuig ni? 42. 32. Dugay. Okay? O, dagan sa inyo dire, wala pa edad na 30. Feeling ninyo, tigulang na mo, di ba? Dugay siya sa Butuan, sa Agusan ug Surigao area. Now, na-assign siya sa Magallanes. Isip ko ra paroko. Nakahinumdum mo sa Magallanes? Nakahinumdum ba mo? Magallanes, Butuan? Kung asa tong monumento, did you remember that? Okay. He was a parish priest diha. And then, for a long time, historian siya, he really felt na it was an honor na ma-assign sa parokya kung asa nahitabo ang first Mass. So for some time, he was defending Butuan. And then, nagka-change of heart siya. Na bag-o ang iyahang hunahuna. Historian, ikaw na mismo ang kura paroko sa Magallanes, and then na bag-o yung hunahuna, ingon niya, it is Limasawa. Unsay nahitabo. So very credible si Father Schurz. Kay how could somebody na taga Butuan, taga dito mismo sa asa daw kuno nag first Mass, na bag-o ang iyang hunahuna. Okay? Ingon niya kani, siya ni ingon ani, one does do a disservice to any place or a region by fathering history on it which it never had. Mo yung remarks. I think the worst sin a historian would do is padugayon or i-perpetuate ang usa ka bakak. And it's a great disservice to the nation and to all of you. That's why I really feel na it's a service to you na i-share na ko sa inyo unsa ang mga studies about limasawa o sa first mass. Okay. Number 1, mo ning iyahang position. Number 1, Mazawa is not Masaw of Butuan City. Okay? Mo nang iyahang conclusion. The basic argumentation of the Butuan Papers, so there was a time, 1980s, that the Butuan people, Butuan historians submitted a paper to the government, okay, that Mazawa of Pigafetta must have been Barrio Masaw of the present Butuan City, which was formerly located at the present town of Magallanes, kung asa siya Cura Parroco. This is untenable after a text-critical analysis of the authentic Ambrosian, the Italian manuscript of Pigafetta. Nag-mention ako ganina. Again, morning mapa, ang nakapula dire, mo na'y Masaw. So, ang ginaingon niya dire, Masaw is not the Mazawa of Butuan City. So, 1 point B, Mazana and Butuan both appeared in Pigafetta's narrative. Gisulti na nako ni siya ganina. How could one replace the other if both are found at the same time in the two maps of Pigafetta? So dito pwede makaingon karon na aka ng Mazawa or Mazana sa una, mo na Butuan karon. Because Butuan appeared in Pigafetta's map in another island, but Mazana and Mazawa appeared, okay, south of Leyte. So, and then 1 point C, in 1565, natives of Kabalian, dimension na ako ni ganina, okay, this is for Father Schurz, this is another solid evidence na it is Limasawa, not Butuan. Because, as I said, nangutana sila sa mga taga-Kabalian, asa ang Masawa, wa mi katuod, gidala sila kung asa ang Limasawa karon. Okay. Number 2, Mazawa, okay, number 1, Masawa is not Masaw, Butuan. Number 2, Masawa is also Limasawa. Sometimes it's called Masawa. Sometimes it's called Mazana. Okay? Naghan siya pangalan. Now, Father Schurz is trying to answer the question, anong naamay li? Anong naamay li sa Limasawa? Kabulo mo, wala na unti problema. Kung ang pangalan sa Limasawa karon, Masawa gihapon. Di ba? Human, wala na tayo argumento karon. Pero tungod ani, there's a loophole. Okay, if it is not Masaw, if it is not Butuan, para tabla, dili pod Limasawa. Kaya wala may li sa Masawa ni Pigafetta. So the Butuan papers 1 and 2, so they submitted 2 papers before, steadfastly sneered that the prefix li of Limasawa would be a capricious addition by Robertson. Imbento lang ni Alexander James Robertson sa 20th century or 19th to 20th century ang word na Limasawa. Mangutana ko sa mga taga Limasawa dire, giimbento na ba ng word na Limasawa? Or maudyo ni pangalan sa inyong lugar? Maudyo ni pangalan, di ba? Oh, so na istorya sa 5 kaasawa. Okay, so naa sila legend. Okay. So, Kabalo mo, ana. Ang hari dito, 5 ang asawa, mao 5 asawa ang pangalan. Di ba? So, this is uncalled for because there had been additions already in the 1600s long before Robertson. Ang ginaingon ni Father Schurz, if the accusation to Robertson is only 1800s, 1900s, siya daw nagdungag sa sa Masawa. Mali. Kaya nga naman, even before Robertson, naanay word na Limasawa. So, out of context. Okay? So, mo ni mga primary sources. Ang primary source, kung basahon ninyo Ambrosiana, katong na preserve sa Milan, the best manuscript of the 4 manuscripts, ang tawag nila Mazawa. Ang French manuscript, ang tawag Mazawa gihapon, pero double Z. Okay? So, pero secondary sources, Combes, Colin, itong mga lain-lain ng mga libro, tanawa ragod, lain-lain ang pangalan sa Limasawa. Mazana, Dimasawa, Limasawa, Masaba, Masaba, Masana, Masana, Mesana, Mesane, Masagwa, Managwa, Magangkor. But all of these, ingon ni Schurz, Limasawa ni siya karon. Number 3, the danger of the Faber-Ramusio translations. The Butuan papers steadfastly disregard the undeniable fact that all the pro-Butuan authors are basing themselves on the garbled Pigafetta translation of Ramusio. Some reading on the history of cartography should be obligatory in this dispute. Na-mention na ako ganina si Ramusio. Remember Ramusio? Okay? Si Ramusio ang basis sa mga mali or sa mga history books na nagtudlo na sa Butuan ang First Mass. Okay? Mauni upat ka copies sa Pigafetta. Number 1, the Italian Ambrosian text, Biblioteca Ambrosiana sa Milan, Italian. Antolo, French. Okay? So, ang atong ginasunod karon kay ang Italian Ambrosian manuscript. Ang gusto sa Butuan, gamiton pod ang mga French manuscripts. But again, there was a study of the 4 manuscripts, and the best manuscript still is the Italian manuscript. Okay? So, some garbled sources. Kani, gamay kaayo. Jacques Faber, okay? So I'll just read this. In 1525, okay, the Queen Regent of France, Reyna sa Pransya, gisugo si Jacques Faber na mabuhat og French translation sa diary ni Pigafetta. Gisulti na ako ni siya ganina, so I'm just reviewing. So, again, let me have your attention. Focus mo ha. So, Pigafetta. And then, ang hari, ang reyna sa Pransya, 1525, 4 years after 1521, giingnan si Faber, tanawa na gutong kopya ni Magellan or ni Pigafetta, paghimo og libro about it. Okay? And it was an abridged version of Pigafetta. Meaning, gamay, shortened, summarized, paraphrased. Okay? Wala problema unta. Pero of course, we challenge what has been lost and added during the translation. Okay, na yung word na lost in translation. Unsa ang na-lost? Samtang gitransfer samtang gi-translate. Okay? Next, naani si Maximilianus Transylvanus. Na-mention na ako siya ganina. He interviewed survivors of Victoria, the ship, and rushed a publication ahead of Pigafetta's work. Okay? Ang judgment sa mga historians kay Transylvanus is unreliable. Naay word in Italian, bad weather. Pero itong iyang kitranslate, gihimo na niyang typhoon. Kamo, nataga diri Southern Leyte, kapulo mo unsa jud ang typhoon, unsa ang kusog na ulan pero dili pa typhoon. So, naay mga twisting gihimo si Transylvanus. And then for him, mo na ni, the first mass happened in Cebu. So, unreliable. Very unreliable si Transylvanus. And remember, these Faber, Transylvanus, they made books, and then the next generation, gibasa ilang mga libro, and then gisulat, and then another generation. So there, napasa-pasa ang mga mali na impormasyon. Kay nga naman, kay ang diary ni Pigafetta, dugay ni gawas. And then, Peter the Martyr, itong ganina, amigo ni Transylvanus, kung amigo sila, nag-share sila og notes. So kung mali ang usa, mangupya ka sa mali, ang imong answer, alangan naman tama. Correct? Correct, students? Diba? So, and then, mo na ni, sa iyang storya, una daw niabot si Magellan sa Borneo, and then Philippines. Okay? And then, mo na na-mention kanina, Giovanni Battista Ramusio, 1557 siya namatay. Retranslated Faber's work. So mo na ning connection, Faber and Ramusio. And then, 1550, gipublish sa jud niya. Okay? The Italianized French of the abridged Italian Pigafetta. So from Italian to French, ang French giibalik sa Italian. Very interesting kung ang first Italian o ang second Italian pareho ba. Okay? Of course, dili. Became the standard source for subsequent works of Colin. So ang gihimo ni Ramusio, ang mao ang basis ni Colin, Combes, Juan de la Concepcion, Martinez de Zúñiga, Montero y Vidal, o katong monument sa 1872 sa Butuan. We owe this to Father Sirs who traced the error. So mo ni ang contribution sa historian na Dutch na na-assign sa Magallanes. Morning behind sa iyang conversion. As a historian, happy kayo siya, na-assign siya sa Magallanes, but along the way he realized, mali man ni akong lugar, dili man ni mao. So I think it was providential that he was assigned there. But for a long time, he believed that it was in Butuan ang first mass. Karon, I checked, he transferred to Netherlands, kutong tigulang na siya, and I just knew yesterday na medyo dugay na din siya patay, si Father Shores. So, I just wanted to thank him unta ba, send him a letter for this research. And then, si Ramusio, he misinformed Ortelius. Kinsa ni si Ortelius? Si Ortelius, sikat na map maker. World map maker. Ortelius is the father of the Atlas. Kabalo mo si Atlas? Katong dili pa gagamit og Google Earth or Google Map, Atlas among ginagamit. Dako na siya na libro, mapa. For example, page 1, Asia. So tanang mga countries sa Asia. Page 2, Australia. So Australia and New Zealand, ana. So mo pa namong ginagamit. Naay unsa sa una. Naing ana sa una. And the map maker is the famous Ortelius. Now, si Ortelius ba nilibot pa siya sa kalibutan para himuon ang mapa? Wala pa yun sa una, ha? Wala pa helicopter or aeroplano. So, Ortelius, di ba, for example, nihimo ka og mapa sa kalibutan, different pages, or one single world map. Ang pangutana, how did he know? Did he go around the world? The answer is no. Si Ortelius, gabasa pod og mga libro. Ug usa sa iyang mga nabasahan kay si Ramusio. So, kung naay mali si Ramusio, ang mali mupilit karon sa iyang mapa. Gets niyo? Okay, tanaw na to unsa ning malian eh. Okay. O later. Unaw na to ning mapa ni Nuno Garcia de Toreno, 1522, Valladolid, Spain. Okay. Si Toreno na ay gihimo na mapa. Cartographer po si Toreno. Ang iyang mapa is 1522. Bag-o lang niabot ang tripulante ni Magellan. Wala na si Magellan, bag-ulas na niabot. Now, siyempre, mangutana na si Toreno. Unsa may nakitaan ninyo? Kaya akong idungag sa akong mapa. So, umingon sila na, kani. At tumig humunhon. Then, left sa humunhon na ay Samar, na ay Leyte. Sa ubos ng isla. So, unsa ang itsura sa 1522 map na naay Pilipinas. So, this is the first time that the Philippines is in world map. Okay? Karon, unsa na nato, taken for granted na lang nato ang mga Waze, ang mga Google Map, etc., GPS. Pero sa una, magkinawatay na sila og map sa una. And ang mukawat og map, ang iyang punishment is death, capital punishment. Kay kung muhimo kog map, mangayo og map ang usa ka tawo, unsa na ko paghimo og map siya, akong i-xerox, wala pa Xerox copier. So I have to make again. Himo na pud ko, pintura, etc. Then hatagan sa kopya. Nya napay napuno dito nagayo kopya. Unsa man nato. So there's only one map. Tan-aw na lang mo kung gusto ninyo mo makakita. Uso sa unang kinawatay og mapa. Labi na ang mga mapa sa Molucas. Ug apil diha, duol diha ang Mindanao ug ang inyong Southern Leyte. Okay? So okay. Tan-awan eh. Mao ni ang mapa ha, mao ning mapa. Focus mo sa right middle. Right middle. Ingon nila, mao daw na ang Pilipinas. Tanawa. Luoy kayong Pilipinas. Morning Pilipinas. Okay. Si Father Schurz, niadto siya, nag-research siya, para makitaan unsa man jud mga mapahan ni, and he made a sketch. Okay? So tanawa na ay green, na ay pula, na ay mga isla, na ay dako na isla dire, isla sa tunga tulo, isla sa ubos. 1522 map or Toreno map. This is a Toreno map. Tanawa, kailan mo sa mga lugar? Baybay. Okay, Calyon, Selon, Cebu, Matan, Bohol, Kipit, Butuan, Puluan. Father, morning nakita na to sa Butuan na mapa. So, 1522 map na anang Pilipinas, and then pasalamat na kay Father Schurz, he made it clear to us unsa ang mga nakasulat. Kaya namin nakasulat diha, di na jud mabasa. You have to go to the place. When I check, mo palit ang takog mapa, ang nakabutang dito, $6,900. Kung kamo nagahimo mong mapa, itago na, kay mo dato ang inyong mga successors later on. Okay? The big island is Baybay. Ang tawag nila Baybay. Okay? Accurate or dili? Again, remember that the map makers always dependent on the account. Okay? Baybay, Calyon, ang unsang naa sa ubos sa Calyon, Makaba or Masaba. Kamo, kita, kapulutan na mauni ay Limasawa. And then, ubos sa Limasawa is Butuan. Okay? So, unsang isla ang naa sa ubos sa Leyte taas sa Mindanao ug southeast sa Cebu. Limasawa. So in other words, in the 1522 map, nimarka ang Masawa. Nimarka ang Masawa. Masawa as something outside Mindanao. Okay? Gets? I hope you appreciate this. Kaya nga naman, 1522 Toreno, balik ta kay Hortelius, wala na inyong Masawa. Kaya ang gibasa ni Hortelius, ang kay Ramusio, the garbled source, na ay Mesana. Mindanao, ha? Nanapod, tanawa. Suluan, Kuluan, Aguada, Humonhon, Kailon, okay? Bohol, Abuyo. Pero, ang Limasawa sila, ang Masana sa ilaha, ang Mesana, naa na sa sulod sa Mindanao. Kauban ang Butuan. Mauna sila pagtuo na ang Masawa naa sa Mindanao. Tungod kay naa ni siya sa sikat na mapa ni Ortelius, 1571. Unya, muhimo na pagmapa si Ortelius, 1584, Samot. Naagyapon ang Mesana, naagyapon sa sulod sa Mindanao. So 1571, 1584, 13 years. Hantod maanad ang mga tao na ang Masawa naa sa Mindanao. Gets? The misinformed map became the source of history. Gusto niyo sabton, balik mo, what informed Ortelius? Ortelius was never in the Philippines, has never been to the Philippines. Pero nibasa siya Ramusio, and Ramusio is connected to Faber, which is the summarized form of the Pigafetta manuscript. Okay? So kana. Pero, ang mga Jesuits, 1734, Murillo Velarde map, the Jesuits were on the ground. Dili sila kanang, they were just informed, dili. The Jesuits were the parish priests of Bohol, Samar, Leyte, and Mindanao. Suito sila sa mga lugar. So more or less, kusog ang ilang mga mapa. And 1734 na ay mapaghimo ang mga Jesuits. Tanawa, o mo mga towns na adere, Palo, Tanawan, Dulac, Bito, Abuyog, Malaya, Malaga, Hinundayan, Kavalian, Liloan, Panaon, Limasawa. 1734, nag-exist sa mapa sa mga Jesuits ang Limasawa. Nibalik ang Limasawa. Diri sa Mindanao, Butuan. Di ba sa mapa ni Ortelius, naa sa right sa Butuan ang Masana. Wala na yung Masana. Okay, nawala na. Ingon nila, ang Masawa is the old Masaw karon. Kay ingon man nila, dili man doon, ang Butuan lahi, ang Masaw lahi. Okay, so therefore, Butuan and Masaw should exist. Wa man dyo'y Masaw diri. Wala dyo'y Masaw sa Butuan area. Pero naay Limasawa, 1734. Mali na po itong accusation na giimbento ni James Alexander Robertson katong 19th century ang word na Limasawa. Limasawa has existed even 1734. And we're not talking about 1734. It's a reflection of what has been. Okay? So, maps are reflections of reality. Labi na kung gihimo na siya sa mga on-the-ground missionaries. Now, next, Ambrosian text. I-compare na to ha. Si unsa gyapon ni I'm still using Father Schurz as the historian. Ang Ambrosian text mo ni ang manuscript. Tama? Na di kan diretso sa diary ni Pigafetta. Ang Ramusio text mo na ang gisummarize. Okay? So dili siya diretso from the diary. Paraphrase siya. Okay? So sa Ambrosian text mo ni nakasulat, the chief's brother, who was the chief of another island, accompanied Pigafetta from Mazawa back to the ship where they dined with Magellan. Okay. Mo ni nakasulat sa diary. Mo ni nakasulat kay Ramusio. One son, ang brother na himong son of the chief departed, and another went to the island where Magellan was. Son of the chief departed, and another went to the island. So in other words, another son, maybe, okay, where Magellan was. Nangabot, bigla lang nagsulputan ng mga anak. Pero if you look at the original text, wala may mga storyang anak. This is the original. This is the garbled. Okay? Another example, in the island of the chief's brother, big gold nuggets were to be found. In the island of the chief's brother, the chief of Limasawa, na siya brother, in his land, na ay mga gold. Si Faber Ramusio, which spread before Pigafetta, that gold was on the island where the chief came to visit the ship, ergo the island where Magellan was. And it's leading to Butuan. Okay? So, makalibog. And then, Magellan's slave is a male. Ang tawag ang tawag esklabo or slave. Ang tawag siyang slave, Enrique. Ang gipanganlan nilang Enrique. Lalaki siya sa Ambrosian. Pero pag abot sa Faber Ramusio, hindi mo siyang babae. So kung bukalat mong storya, sa first story, lalaki pa ito yung gihisgutan. Second story, the same story, pero babae na siya. Kuya, kayo. Diba? That's a big difference. So, matod pa ni Father Surs, he was assigned in this area, and he says, the writers of the Butuan papers forgot that the monument erected at Magallanes in 1872 was placed there for more than purely historical reasons and by people uninformed about the falsity of Faber's Pigafetta translation. Underline, uninformed about the falsity of Faber's Pigafetta's translation. Of course, dili man sila kabalo na mali si Faber o si Ramusio. Kita na karon ang nakabalo. In fact, we are now in a better position to see what is right and what is wrong. We cannot just accuse Faber and Ramusio na nagkamali sila. Remember, they are translating a big opus, big work. Dili lang na about Limasawa and Homonhon. Okay? That's just part of it. So, in the process, they miss a lot of details. And, moningon ni Father Surs, and kung buhi pa siya, moni ang message sa inyo, sigurado, or sa tua. It's a great pity that for so many years now, interest in local history of the place and region concerned has nearly exclusively been spent by the Butuan Heritage Commission on repeating the old errors around the venue of the first Mass. There are other things of interest in Butuan history to which the historical committee might profitably turn their attention. So, ingon niya, it's very sad. Pila na ka-generation, balik-balik lang ang ginaawayan kay ang first Mass sa Butuan. While they should have focused more on the more, ilahadjud na, that there was a big kingdom before the arrival of the Spaniards. That's recognized. That's theirs. So he's telling them, why don't you focus there? So, another historian, John Schumacher, na siya i-publish na article sa kasaysayan. Ang pangalan sa article, as a journal is kasaysayan, the first mass in the Philippines. Okay, another Jesuit, historian, teacher ni Father Dennis, kauban ako. He died in 2014. Number one, muna yung position. So I summarize their positions. Though the Spanish-Philippine tradition universally favored Butuan as the site of the first Mass until 1900, this tradition is ultimately dependent on one or two secondary sources. So, unsay ibig sabihin, ana? Father Schumacher identified that the long tradition which ended in 1900 with the footnote of Father Pastels, the long tradition of Butuan has been dependent on one or two secondary, not primary, sources. In other words, diri na po magawa si Ramusio o si Faber na gigamit ni Colin o ni Combes. Okay? And then number two, it was not Robertson, it was not James Alexander Robertson, but Pastels. Morning picture ni Pastels. Okay? Morning uniform sa mga Jesuits sa una. So morning itsura sa inyong mga kura-paroko sa una, galakaw-lakaw diya sa inyong mga parok. Kani, this was a parish of the Jesuits. Okay? Mailang man yung mga Jesuit kaya ilang bereta ing ana. Murag sungay, ingon nila. Nakaitom pa, galakaw-lakaw. So basig kung gabi makakita mo ana, kumustahin sila ha? Ikumusta na lang ko. So palangga sa Jesuits ang Southern Leyte area. Kung balikan na mo ang history. Pastels who shifted the tradition from Butuan to Limasawa, apparently changing his own earlier opinion. Even Pastels believed in the first place, believed in the beginning that it was Butuan. So when he read Albo and Pigafetta, nagka-change of heart po siya. He did this on the basis of his knowledge of Pigafetta and Albo, taken together. In this, he has been followed by all subsequent scholars here and abroad until the recent difficulties were raised from Butuan. Number three, though Pigafetta's placing the first Mass at Mazawa could by itself be taken either of Butuan or of Limasawa, by supposing him to be mistaken in giving the latitude when his account is taken in conjunction with that of Albo, the evidence for Limasawa is strong. Okay? Now, let me explain this point by showing you the coordinates. Ang Masawa, coordinate, when I speak about coordinate, this is the latitude and the longitude. But again, since in the 16th century, 1521, wala pa na-establish ang latitude, ang longitude. So, latitude lang sa. Muna ang latitude sa Masawa. Sa giadtuan ni na Pigafetta o ni Magellan. 9 2/3. Okay? So, it's more or less, positive, negative, it's more or less 9 degrees 40 or 45. Okay? 9 kay decimal points sa mata karon. So 945 more or less or 940. Ang pangutanan ako karon, ang Butuan ba 9 or ang Limasawa ba 9? Kasi morning sign, morning, if you want really to check, sige daw be kung i-check nato, ang girecord ni Magellan og ni Pigafetta og ni Albo, it's 9 2/3. Diri magkailhan, kinsa ang 9 2/3? Butuan or Limasawa? Adto ta sa Butuan. Unsa ang coordinate sa Butuan? What's the present coordinate karon? 8 and 57. Duol kayo sa 9. Kunya, na may technological gap. So pwede ta mo ingon na Butuan na jud. Ha? Okay, 9 2/3 man ang calculation ni Pigafetta o Magellan o ni Albo. Nya ang Butuan today is 8, almost 9. Kaya ang whole number is 60. The whole one latitude is 60 minutes. So it's 8 and 57 minutes So almost 6 minutes, almost 9 minutes. Okay? And they use that sa Butuan. Mingo sila, doon kay sa mua. Kaya siyempre, di pa man sakto sa una. Okay? So, pwedeng margin of error, 9 ang Butuan. 9 2/3 ang girecord. Duol kaayo. Ato ta sa Limasawa. Have you checked your coordinates? The coordinates of Limasawa is daog mo. 9 53. In other words, 9 2/3. So, Mayor, inyo hajud na. Defend it. So, okay? Muna ingon ni Bernard, ani Father Schurz dire. Father Schumacher na data. So, let me end Father Schumacher's position with this. Muning giingon niya. It is my considered opinion as a historian that the probability that the first Mass took place at Limasawa is overwhelming. Ang ebidensya na it is Limasawa is daghan. Although we cannot say it's perfect, daghan yapay pangutana. That gives space to other places to ask or to present na ilahapod. Pero on the point favoring Limasawa, daghan. I might add that I was not of this opinion in the early stages. Nag-change of heart po siya of doing this paper, but closer examination of the character of the tradition and closer study of the primary eyewitness texts and their value have that the Limasawa site is the Limasawa site, convince me the correct one. Okay? So, wrong typographical, okay? So, kailan mo niya? Duawi po siya sa likod. Na naman siya sa likod perme. Now, part of my work sa archives is I check the letters of the Jesuits na namatay na. And one of the very rich exchange of letters was between Father Schumacher and Bishop Ataviado. Nagsinulatay na sila. Schumacher was never been to Limasawa, never been to Maasin. Pero he got it right, okay? And Bishop Ataviado is on the ground, nasa diri. So he would write Father Schumacher, nakoy problema, naiga-claim, nadili daw sa Limasawa, unsa buhaton nako, ana. So nag-research ko, paki-check, ana. And they would exchange letters. I submitted the letters in digital form to Father Dennis. So kamo na bahala sa archives ninyo, Father. It's a wealth. Nagibilin sa inyong kaning obispo. He said this in his letter. Okay? Now, he wrote there an opusculum, a small work. Opusculum means a little work. Okay? Naningkamot dyan yung obispo sa una na himuan mo ani para dali lang basahon and then very educational. And then in the preface he said this, though I am not a historian. Okay? Inyong obispo kay nasa degree sa philosophy of theology. Okay? Nasa higher degree sa philosophy and theology pero dili sa history. I feel I can add a little contribution. Makadungag yapon ko, maski dili ko historian, na ako ikadungag. My wartime experience in sailing. So nag-reveal pa siya. Na panahon tayo sa gera, gaon sa day siya, na siya na experience. World War II. Okay? My familiarity with the terrain. Naswito ko sa Southern Leyte. And my contact with down-to-earth common sense of the simple people I work for, all these will find their way somehow into the writing of this opusculum. So mao na ang basis sa iyang work dire. Okay? Although many of his points will coincide with the historians, pero he took a fresh take by himself going there mismo. Okay? Now, mo example sa letter ni Ataviado, ni Bishop Ataviado kay Father Schumacher. And then naa siya article sa Daily Bulletin. Okay? So, the site of the first recorded Mass, Butuan or Limasawa by Monsignor Vicente Ataviado, March 1989. And then, naasa among archives, iyang kipadadaan si Father Schumacher og iyahang murag ID niya, nisulod siya sa Ministerio de Cultura, Archivo General de Indias sa Spain. Kay gusto niya makita ang primary sources. Ug ni-obtain siya copies, mo ni ang mga unsa, mo ni itsura sa mga measurements, sa mga coordinates. So, naadere 5 and 6 and 1/2, 8, 7 and 1/2, okay, etc. Ambot asa dito 9 and 2/3, somewhere here. Okay? O kani 2/3, etc. And then, naasa mong archives, article dito, gipadala ni Bishop Ataviado, ni Father Schumacher. Ingon siya na, I attended a symposium in 1989 in Manila. Ug siya ang mitubag sa mga pangutana sa mga taga Manila about Limasawa. And the first question is, first challenge, Monsignor, imposible man mo atog Limasawa from Panaon. Tinuod na? Diba? So nito bagang Monsignor, ay ama Bicolano, kaya nakatranscribe siya ay ama Bicolano, taga Bicol lang inyong unsa, kaning obispo. I work in Southern Leyte. I have been traveling that lap in large boats and small boats, and I think it is very possible. I think you should go there. Nangimpita pa siya. Sometime, not accept the words of people just like that. Ay mugtuo. Okay, another question. On the word Mazawa, morning tubag sa inyong obispo. It is Mazawa. The natives of Mazawa called their islands Masawa. Kami lang sa mainland. I'm taking it verbatimly. Kami lang sa mainland Leyte ang nagsasabi ng Limasawa. When I was new there, I came down from a jeep to get a pump boat going to Limasawa. And what did these commercial pump boat barkers say? Masawa, Masawa. Here is a fresh take of the issue. Someone who has been there, speaking to Manila people, na wala dyan nakaadtog Limasawa. Apil ko tiya. Okay? And then, mga po ni, Monsignor, di man, makaadto ang mga barako dito. So, unsa ang pag-adto ni Magellan dito? So, dili jud pwede sa Limasawa. Okay? It is impossible for big ships. So, mo ingon sa inyong Monsignor, this is relative. Trinidad, one of the 5 ships, ang flagship ni Magellan is Trinidad. 100 tons. Okay? Now, the American Coast Geodetic Surveyors were thinking of their large ships already in terms of 5,000 tons. Okay? These ships cannot really get near. But a 120-ton ship can be near Limasawa. Now, ang punto yung if you imagine the ships of Magellan, ayaw na ikumpara sa mga super ferry. Dili na sila pareho kadako. So, ang mga regular boats, regular ferry boats is 5,000 tons. Sigurado, dili jud ni siya makadunggo og Limasawa. Ang mga super ferry, di ba? Pero if you measure the galleons, Trinidad is has a regular weight of dili pa nga siya sa galleon eh. There's a term for that. Okay? 110. He believes, your Monsignor believes, na pwede, kaya. Unsa ang pag-check ana? Kay kung di gyud pa sila mo tuo, paghimo mo galyon, ning ana kabugat, tan-aw na to kung musadsad jud. Kaya nga naman, pwede manggod bangka ang gamiton. Wala pa tayo bangka. Dagay bangka si Magellan nakasabit sa iyang galyon. Ilan ang bugsa yun padulong sa unsa? Sa Pampang. And that's very possible. Okay? The Battle of Mactan, wala man ito ang galyon. Bangka man lang gigamit. Another is, there's no high mountains, no valleys. Remember the data, the detail that misaka si Magellan o ang mga hari o giputang ang krus dito. Unda, sa ingana kabuntod, na taas na buntod, they can see islands, kataas siya. The challenge is, Monsignor, kung tanaw na mo sa mapa, wala may dagko na buntod ang Limasawa. Flat lang man na siya. Tinuod, ma'am, dili. Dili, di ba? Morning tubag sa inyong Monsignor. The highest mountain there is 219 meters. Okay? Murag kaning inyong simbahan, wala pa ni kaabot og 20 meters. Unsa pa kan 219 meters. But somewhere in the south of Limasawa, where tradition says the cross was placed, it is 80 meters. So in other words, he was presenting them the elevations. Na elevation. Dili tinod na walay buntod ang Limasawa. When they were up there, they saw the islands of Bohol, Camiguin. But if the mountain in Butuan, you stand there, look southwest, are they islands? No, they are mountains. Kaya nga naman, naa sa detalye ni Pigafetta, niingon sila, nisa kami sa buntod. And then we look southwest. So imagine your map. Okay? Limasawa, southwest. Okay? From southwest daw, kung mutanaw ang southwest, makita, kung mutanaw mo sa south, okay, east-southeast na siya, east-southwest. Na may mga unsa, west-southwest, na may makita ng mga isla. And, nangutaan ako sa mga taga-Limasawa diri ganina, ang mga makitaan kay Camiguin, Bohol, Panaon. Okay? Ang ingon sa inyong bishop, kung muadto mo Butuan, mutanaw mo southwest, dili nyo makitaan ang Bohol. Ang inyo makitaan mga buntot sa Bukidnon. Okay? And kaniyang article. There's a part here that is very important. Naka-double unsa dire, double line. I will read, okay? Here, Albo reveals a lot. First, their final approach to Masava came from the east-northeast as they were going west-southwest. So, imagine, okay? Focus lang. East-northeast of the Butuan is a large landmass around 50 miles northward and 30 miles eastward. Agusan del Norte and Surigao del Norte areas. It is therefore impossible to approach the Butuan area by sea from east-northeast. Therefore, ergo, Butuan cannot be Pigafettas Mazava. It is that small island, Limasawa. Muna depensa sa inyong obispo. Kay ingon si Magellan, from Leyte, west-southwest ilang direction. Okay? Imagine, west-southwest, mubangga dyan o Limasawa. Unsay baliktad sa west-southwest? East-northeast. So, kung ato mong Limasawa, baliktaron ninyo east-northeast. Mubalik mo Leyte. Okay? East-northeast. Paana? Leyte. Whatever part of Leyte. Okay. What if Butuan na? Kung Butuan na siya, east-northeast ninyo ang Butuan, di mo mabalik og Leyte. Okay? West-southwest. Okay? Dere is east-northeast. Okay? Dere mo mabangga. Wa may ligid ang galyon. Mamukamang diya sa Surigao o sa Agusan. Naning kamot inyong obispo makasabot. And His research was excellent. His research was very commonsensical. As somebody who is from the area. Pero use this direction from Limasawa dire, mubalik jud mo, even to Humonhon. Kani, di mo makabalik Humonhon. Kusog pa ba ipo-ipo dire, basig kaunon pa mong ipo-ipo. Diba? Even Sulpicio lines, di mo agi diya usahay kay grabe ang ipo-ipo diha. Okay. Republic Act number 2733, 1960. Section 1 lang akong basahon. The site in Magallanes, Limasawa Island, in the province of Leyte, where the first Mass in the Philippines was held, is hereby declared a national shrine to commemorate the birth of Christianity in the Philippines. Dili ni siya direct declaration na Limasawa ang first Mass, pero ang gihimo sa Presidente, Republic Act, iyang gideclare, okay, ang national shrine na naa sa Limasawa with the purpose of commemorating the first Mass there. Okay? So, I hope you will cherish this kasi until now, this is the law. Na yung mga pagsulay na pulihan eh. Unta, dili siya mapulihan. Okay? Na i-marker dito. Then morning, just a recap, morning mga nahitabo. 1894, Pigafetta account was published in Rome. So, Damosto, okay? Remember Damosto ganina? This is the beginning of the spread of the Ambrosiana Codex. And then 1595, Pardo de Tavera saw the Codex and he made a decision, Limasawa. Dili ni sa desisyon na ganahan lang ko or di ko ganahan. These people, Pardo de Tavera, Pastels, Colin, wala na sila'y makuha. Kung Butuan or Limasawa sila, they will not get anything. But they read the accounts and made a historical decision. Pastels, Limasawa. James Alexander Robertson, 1906, published full Pigafetta Ambrosian Codex with translation. Mao makabasa ta karon og English sa Ambrosiana tungod kay kani si J. Robertson. Niadto siya dito, nakita niya ang codex, iyang gitranslate. O it's Limasawa para kay James Robertson. And then subsequent historians, Jaime de Vera, Mauro Garcia, William Henry Scott, Schurz, Schumacher, Bernard, Limasawa sila tanan. We have the entire constellation of historical luminaries on our side na it's Limasawa. And then, naay mga panels ang government. National Historical Institute ug National Historical Commission of the Philippines. Gancayco Panel, 1998, Limasawa. Legarda Panel, 2009, Limasawa. Ongoing karon ang Mojares Panel. Kay at present, na napoy gisubmit ang Butuan na nato sila bagong findings that proves it is Butuan. Mao karon nata dire. Okay, mao karon ongoing ang mga meetings. Naghiusa karon ang CBCP, Cultural Heritage, ug ang NHCP sa pag-imbestigar. Okay? So, you cannot expect CBCP to give a separate decision. Kay sabay ang duha ka bodies karon na istoryahan. Karon ongoing ang among unsa karon, ongoing ang amo ang ginadecode na mo karon ang Ambrosiana. So that we will not just fully rely on James Robertson. So kami, Ambrosiana ug katong French Codex gipalit sa government lately para kami mismo ang mag-translate. Kana Sharo, kung human ana, ombot pa unsay masultin nila. Kaya ako mag-check, it's really 9 2/3 Masawa. So, Legarda Panel. So, I can only discuss what happens sa Legarda Panel. Okay? dili ko makadiscuss unsa na hitabo sa Mujeres panel kay ongoing pa siya. Okay? But Legarda panel, mo ni sila mga historians, si Benito Legarda, Father Cruz, and then a navigational expert, Mr. Picornel. Okay? So ito na si Picornel sa Leyte, Samar, Surigao, ug Agusan area. Yatman na siya, na siya yate. And for many years, 60 years, naswito siya sa lugar. Now, just unsa, just to give, mo na ni last part sa akong talk, I'll just give you the summary of the Legarda panel. Kay mo ning existing commission na giaprobahan gihapon ang Limasawa. Mo ning existing. So, built up ni siya. So, siguro kung kalimtan ninyo tanan akong gisulti kani, ayon ni kalimtaon sang giingon sa Legarda panel. Number 1, there are two primary sources, Pigafetta and Albo. Naiuban, moingon na i-appeal po ng uban, Hines de Mafra, etc. Okay, but the commission did not yet declare. It has to undergo test. It has to be tested. Dili lang pa sa mudawat na, narapin nakit ang karaan. Appeal na po ni siya. No, as of now. So, it's still open. Okay? The accepted ones, Pigafetta and Albo. Number 2, the fleet sailed south to Suluan, where it anchored overnight, then proceeded to Homonhon, where it stayed for several days and made the first contact with indigenous inhabitants. March 25, sailed west to Leyte, and then south by the Surigao Straits, then west by southwest to the small island called Mazawa. Okay? Where it anchored first off the eastern side and later off the southern coast. This was the southernmost point reached by Magellan. From a mountaintop on this island, Albo could see 3 islands in the west and southwest, which it would not be possible to do from the Agusan River Delta as observed by Father Bernard. So, nag-rely po ang Legarda panel sa research si Father Bernard. Okay? And then Albo Pigafetta reported Mazawa at 9 2/3, or 9 degrees and 40 minutes in modern terms. This was taken on land, not on board. Kaysa kung naa sila sa unsa, sa barko, uyog-uyog man na. So, pag hunong silang isla, and then dito sila nag-measure. Ang measurement nila is 9 and 40 minutes, making it more reliable. Okay? The actual latitude of Limassol is 9 and 56, which is within the acceptable margin of error of the Pigafetta and Albo. By contrast, Masao or Magallanes of Butuan, in southeast of Butuan Bay, is only 9 degrees and 0, which is beyond the margin of error. Inyuha jud ni pabor ang ilang calculation. Another detail noted by Picornel is what is not said in the Pigafetta and Albo accounts. This is the lack of any mention of the Agusan River. Okay? And niingon pa dire, and in being the third largest in the country and in full flow of that season of the year, the northeast monsoon could not have failed to elicit some comment from the 2 eyewitnesses. Impossible, they will not see Butuan River. Kung ato mo Butuan, mo dyan yung una nyo makitaan. Kung tabok mo sa river. Dako kayo na river. Conclusion sa Legarda panel. On the basis of its examination of the timeline, so gigamit nilang timeline, direction, 9 2/3, and duration of the sailing routes, the presence or absence of landforms, and geographical location by latitude as contained in the primary sources and confirmed by modern authorities, this committee concludes that the first Mass was celebrated on Philippine soil Easter Sunday, March 31, 1521, at the island now known as Limasawa. This is the prevailing commission's position. So they want to challenge this, so be it. Pero hantod karon, the status quo is Limasawa. Okay? So that's all.
So we give Brother Mads Tumbali another round of applause, please, no, for giving us a well-researched, well-presented, well-organized presentation on Where is Masawa? So, di nalang takutob mo kanta ni Yuyu Villami, March 16, 15, 21. We know the history, and all of us know it's not Butuan, but it is Limasawa. Amen? It's already 11:50. Anyone wants to have some questions? No, we have at least 5 minutes for open forum, and then we'll give Brother Mads an official recognition of his effort, presentation, and his presence here for the opening of the triennial celebration of the 500 years anniversary of Limasawa. Any questions before we formally end the program? May mga pangutana, kalibog. Don't worry, because Brother Mads will leave a copy of the presentation, so all of us will have a copy meaning a presentation. So if anyone will contest our claim, you can just give them a copy and say, study first before you say anything. Nabay mga pangutana, kalibog uban pa? Nabay taga laing naso dinhi, laing lugar? Murag wala naman. I'd like to request the mayor, the tourism director of the province of Southern Leyte, to please come forward, and the secretary to the bishop, Father Benson Salan, to please come here for the giving of the plaque. No? So si Sir Nedgar Garvez, our tourism officer of the province of Leyte, the mayor of Limasawa, si Sir Melchor, and then ang atong secretary to the bishop, they will hand out the plaque of recognition, please. Diocese of Maasin and Province of Southern Leyte, the certificate of appreciation is given to Brother Amado Titumbari Jr. of the Society of Jesus for being the keynote speaker during the Limasawa Revisited, a forum on the first Easter Mass of 1521 Philippines, given this day, the 20th day of March 2019 at the Maasin Cathedral, Maasin City, Southern Leyte, signed by Most Reverend Precioso de Cantillas, SDBDD, Bishop of Maasin, and Governor Damian Mercado, Governor of Southern Leyte. A round of applause, please.
All right, so that ends the forum today, and we would like to thank everyone, especially the delegates of the Division's Office of Southern Leyte, the students of St. Joseph College, all the faculty, the heads, the coordinators. Thank you so much for attending. So I hope everyone is now cleared of when, why, how, what Limasawa really is all about. Thank you so much for coming. God bless us all. Ma. Alik sa likod. Isa rin. Ipo.
Madjong udto na tong tanan. Palihog mong Lord alang sa pag-ampo sa dili pang santos nga misa. Sa ngalan, sa Amahan, sa Anak, sa Espiritu Santo. Amen. Makagagahom o ganunay buhi nga Diyos. Nagadol ako sa sakramento sa imong bugtong anak, among Ginoong Kristo. Aniya ako masakiton ngadto sa mananambal sa kinabuhi. Mahugaw ngadto sa siga sa kahayag nga walay katapusan. Kabus og nagkinahanglan ngadto sa Ginoo sa langit ug yuta. Ginoo sa imong dakong